Good morning, everybody. Yes, I am at the helm. We have King Scott over here to my left.
Word up, my man.
We have Rafe Williams right there. Rafe Dean Williams.
Hello.
And then directly across from me, Mike Leahy, everybody. Mike Leahy.
Mike Leahy.
Oh, and the screen's not working. Oh, there you go.
Yay.
Mike, welcome back.
Thank you. Good to be here, guys.
It's nice to have you. Riz and Lern, they called no show today, so but we'll figure it out.
Just getting some beauty sleep, probably.
Yeah.
There goes his perfect streak.
Yep. I'm going to take back that certificate.
Just kidding. Neither of those people would ever do that. But no, they are not in today. They will be back tomorrow. No big deal. But Mike graciously came in and is going to hang with us and get things started. I don't know about you, but you look great. I don't know how you feel. You look great. The rest of us look very beat.
Thanks, man. I've been sleeping in, baby. Been sleeping in every day of my life. Rub that in.
Feeling good?
Yeah, feeling great, man.
You look good, dude. You look good. What do you got going on? What's been up with you?
Oh, buddy, what's been up? It's been a great summer so far. I've been got to travel around a little bit with the clown. I got to spend time with the kids. My little girl had her dance recital last night.
Oh, dance
You kids
recital.
ever do dancing? My daughter's 4 years old, little dancer.
Dancing. Yeah, my oldest did like ballet and some gymnastics. I feel like it's kind of in the same realm. Depending if it's like sub 10, they all kind of feel the same. You're just kind of going to a slightly different place.
Yeah, it's fun. It's really cute, especially at her age. You know, you got to kind of suffer through the all the rest of it. That's not your kid.
Like 2 hours of just sitting there waiting for your kid to come up.
That is exactly the thing, man. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you can be honest about that because I would always get really bad looks from parents or even relatives when I'd be like, "Oh, good, she already went. Can we go now?
Yeah.
Can we leave? Or you got to be kidding me. I got to sit here for 2 hours while everybody else gets their awards just so the 8th grade choir can then start and do one song."
Yeah, my niece.
The fact of the matter is, I mean, a lot of these kids aren't good. You know, you got to sit through these these dances and ensembles that are just not that good yet.
Yeah, my nieces, I have 2 of them that compete in dances, so we go to some of these big events, and thankfully a buddy of mine, his kid's in that too. So somehow magically, if those kids are on a stage, we're out there hanging out, talking, and having a good time outside the thing, avoiding every dance we can.
Yeah, they should serve refreshments outside.
That's a good idea.
And then there's a schedule and maybe even like a board, almost like an airport arrival board, right? And it's like
your daughter's about to do her thing. You rush in there.
And everybody's got a number or a
I think
color.
you should get the thing at the restaurant that buzzes.
Yes.
little pager.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
Dude,
that's brilliant.
You just like attach it to your kid's hip and you go outside and smoke cigs with the other dads, and then when
Exactly.
That'd be so good because it is. I mean, it's such an emotional roller coaster because once your kid's on stage, I just start tearing up, and it's all so beautiful. It's the most beautiful 3.5 minutes or whatever, and then back to like, all right, get me the hell out of here. We got to go somewhere else.
You don't think it's the
How old?
4.
I guess it's cute.
Yeah, it's very cute.
It's not always.
4 is cute.
Yeah, it's not always the art you're there for, I've been to a few of those recitals where I'm like, she went off script.
Yeah.
That kid went off script.
I'm just so used to judging performances, I mean, you kind of judge everything nowadays as a performer, and then you got to remember these kids are kids and they're learning their crafts, give them a little leniency.
Oh, you're not booing or.
Well, I try not. I try to keep it contained. I try to keep it emotions bottled up.
It's hard not to boo those kids.
Dude,
Keep it tight. Keep it tight, baby girl.
It is.
Mr. Leahy, you're like sitting out there like the Little League dad in your lawn chair off to the side of all the other parents.
Yeah.
You brought your own camping chair.
Got
and
my
you're
cooler and
you're 6 beers deep and you're yelling at your 4-year-old.
Yeah, you know better.
Please! First position!
Pull your head out of here. Dude,
Straighten your back!
I feel like, man, I would love to see the difference between like some sort of recital here in St. Louis, in the center of the country, and then you go like out to LA, where maybe some of these kids are performing in front of a theater filled with and
Yeah.
entertainment parents.
Yeah.
Because I mean, I'm definitely watching everything, and you naturally, it's not an a-hole thing necessarily, but you naturally kind of go into, I'm judging the performance, and man, this sound guy sure doesn't know what he's doing. And dude, I'm not going to say that. Well, yes, I will. The sound guy that's been running things at the school that my kids go to, every year, everything goes wrong.
Oh, no.
Everything. And we're talking about the basics. And I just want to go, oh man, do I get up and help this guy? But then I'm that guy.
Yeah.
Now I'm that guy that, is in entertainment and thinks he knows better and is going to go help. Is that helping or hurting? It's a horrible
Yeah,
thing.
I know. You got to put a cap on it. It's not always easy.
Yeah, my wife's always like, settle down, man. Settle down. It'll be over in 3 hours, three short hours. Well, let's start off the show saying you look good. Hopefully you feel good.
I do. Thanks, bud.
Because I came across this morning, and I thought that this would be a great conversation for us. We're missing Lern today. I would love to get her take on this, and hopefully we circle back. But get this: so there's probably countless ways somebody could win the genetic lottery. Have you ever won the lottery in anything? You ever won concert tickets or any? I feel like I've never won concert tickets from the radio.
No.
Yeah, I've won a few things.
But do you feel like you've won the genetic lottery? In any sense?
Except for having 6 toes on one foot, I think I did pretty good.
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
You could make some. Oh, you could OnlyFans your way to stardom if you had 11 toes.
Yeah, and I got 11 fingers too. Look, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, and 5 makes 11.
Was it true that Marilyn Monroe had 6 toes on one foot? Was that?
I don't know, but I sucked every one of them. I'll tell you that.
Even the bunion.
Well, back to the genetic lottery. The people were asked that said, "Hey, I won the genetic lottery. What qualities do you have?" And it didn't take long for the lucky winners to come forward and share their traits. Now, I have a list of what people say they have as far as traits or characteristics in their body or their personality that makes them feel like they won the genetic lottery. Do you guys have any? Because right now, I can the things that I'm legitimately thankful for, and I hope this doesn't hurt anybody's feelings, but I've always been super concerned with going bald. Super concerned. I got thin hair to begin with. It's just like it's always been thin, and my son just ribs me about it constantly. But dude, listen,
That's awesome.
I'm adopted, and you better bet the very first question I asked my biological mother when I met her, hey, it's so nice to meet you. I have so many questions.
You probably want to know why I put you up for adoption. No, actually, does your dad have hair?
I didn't care about that at all. I said, did your father go bald? Just tell me one thing.
Okay, I was not prepped for that.
That's great.
Yeah, and I got a good answer. She said, no, he never had like super thick hair, but he never went bald. He went silver before he was 40. And I was like, you know what? I'm fine with
That's
that.
all right.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
All
I mean, you
right.
earned
Word
it,
from
right?
Martin. Yeah.
I felt good about that.
Yeah.
That did make the list. Number 2, some
I
people
feel the
said,
same way, by the way.
oh yeah, with the hair thing.
I got both my grandpas got a shock of hair.
I
Both
just
of
don't-
them had full heads of hair till mom's dad, dad's dad. I feel like I'm good. I got a big, thick mane. I'm in my 40s, and doesn't seem like it's going anywhere. So,
Yeah, when
knock on wood. I mean, you always lose a little. I am going silver, that's for sure. But I mean, whatever.
That's fine, man.
Yeah, that's a cool thing to do.
I think that's cool.
Yeah.
And today, I think more than any time, silver is in, man. Silver is in.
Yeah, we'll see.
I'll tell you what, when I hit
Rat-faced, silver-haired boys. You're doing all right this
What
summer,
a
brother.
season, man.
Dude, when
What a season for me.
when I hit puberty and my face and everything changed, like my eyebrows just went crazy. And I thought, man, I would look like a total buffoon if I had these big old bushy eyebrows and I went bald. Because I think my skull's stupid too. Like,
Pointy?
Yeah, I got like this weird bump back
pointy
here, and
head.
there's a flat spot, which means I guess nobody picked me up for a while, before I was adopted. So I was like, man, my head just looks dumb. I just can't see myself looking okay. And some people, dude, one of my best friends, he looks better bald than he did with hair in high
You just
school.
you're like, I have a hard time connecting with people, and you just point to the back of your head.
Somebody left me laying there for 4 months.
I laid there a while, guys.
A little flathead baby.
It's cool. You don't need a
Flat head.
pillow. You don't
So-
need a pillow.
That was number 2 on the people who won the genetic lottery said that nobody in their family has gone bald. So that was number 2. They feel like
Yeah, that's true.
Do you guys have any before I get into the list?
I'm thinking.
What are yours?
Well, tell me if this counts, because my mom is very short. My mom is 4'11", and so I was nervous that I was going to be a short guy. And luckily, I ended up, I guess, getting the slightly.
The average.
Yeah, the average genes,
Yeah.
So I came in just tall enough to not worry about it,
Dude, my son.
But I was worried growing. I'm like, I got to pass my mom. I don't want to be a little guy.
Yeah, my son is concerned about the same stuff, and I have to continually remind him, hey man, you were like 5 inches taller than I was at that age. Mm-hmm. I didn't hit 5 foot or 100 pounds until freshman year, like after soccer tryouts. I finally hit 5 foot. So I'm like, son, you're doing just fine. But his mom's short, and I'm spectacularly average.
Right in the pocket.
5'7" ish.
I feel bad because I'm 6'1", and I'm still kind of ungrateful because my dad was 6'5", and I got a brother that's 6'5".
So you go to
And
the
my
family
whole life,
reunion
I was
and
like,
here
and
comes
I'm the
the little
oldest. I'm the oldest too, so it was like my middle brother's like 4 inches taller than me,
guy.
and I was like kept waiting, because like I thought, honestly, I was a nepo baby in that way. I was poor as dirt, but I was a height nepo baby that I thought it was just going to happen for me, and I'm like, dude, you don't have to do much. If you're 6'4" and above, you can have a pretty mediocre personality and still pull a lot of hot girls.
Well, I would not say 6'4" and above. I would say 6'4"
to 6'6".
to 6'8".
Yeah.
I heard somebody say once that everybody over 6'8", and I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings here, or maybe I opened something up for you. I heard this guy say that everybody over 6'8" has this like a what did he say? It wasn't a weakness per se. It was a
Hollow bones.
No, it was something where they're because they're kind of gawked at their entire life. There's like it kind of creates like a complex in a way.
They got that Gerard Depardieu complex. That
Can you imagine if
you're
you're
on an airplane?
If you're over 6'8", if you're over 6'8", everybody asks you if you play basketball.
Or how's the weather up there?
Yeah, I mean it's just like a thing. It becomes like your identity well before you've
And if
even
you don't
spoken
play
to anyone.
basketball.
Exactly.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, this guy was kind of like going in depth about how he feels bad for people over 6'8" because typically it comes with a lot of positive but negative, and you can't be a submariner and you probably can't be an Air Force pilot.
Yeah.
Dang. But you could be almost any other baseball team.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's got its pluses. Anything else as far as the genetic lottery? Before I get into this list, because this list has some great ones. I want to see where you guys land.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, how are you not mentioning your hair?
Well, you guys already covered the hair.
Yeah, but you got
you have
got more than just your hair. You got like a
my
brother.
If you saw my mom's side, my grandpa, his brothers, everyone throughout history, they look like Mark Twain or Einstein. Their hair was
sweet,
just white, crazy eyebrows. Up to here, they're all wild. Wow. And so I got that same thing. My eyebrows go bananas, so I definitely hit the lottery of those. But yeah, no, my hair, I think I definitely
for sure
went above and beyond on that.
Yeah.
A little too much.
We've talked about this. If he donates his hair, like virgin red hair that's not dyed, not bleached in any way, is worth so much money because of the wigs that they can make out of it. Because it's a rarer thing. So when people are looking for that, he's got like 10 grand or 15 grand worth of hair right here. If he buzzed it and
you should just stand out in front of Busch Stadium like those guys selling knockoff merch, like virgin red hair. Get your virgin red hair here. You'll pay twice as much inside.
I like that idea.
All right, what else?
I would say, I don't know, maybe my eye color, because I get complimented a lot on that. I don't see it, but that is something that people say a lot to me. They'll be like, oh man, you got really pretty eyes. You got really pretty blue eyes. I guess blue eyes are like rare, and like icy blue eyes are even more rare.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gotten me anything, but it's like I think that's a genetic lottery, right? Like your eye color. Because Riz was complaining about like having doo-doo brown eyes the other day.
Yeah, I think all of us, because I have hazel, he's got
Yeah, I think we all got pretty lucky there.
Yeah, mine. If I'm wearing green, it looks more green. If I wear blue, it looks more blue.
Yeah, same.
The other one, and again, this is my son just got his retainers yesterday because he got his braces off, and we have one more kid that's going to go through and get braces. So we had
Did he get a bunch of food that he wanted?
Or his teeth too wiggly right now?
No, he's pretty picky about his food anyway. But we only have one kid in the house right now that's not getting braces, and he continually reminds her how lucky she is that she doesn't have to deal with braces. And I will say, I never had braces, and I feel like total lottery winner.
Yeah, that's one. I had kind of bad teeth growing up, just drinking a lot of soda and stuff, I guess. But my wife, on the flip, is one of those people that has never had a cavity, never had braces or anything. And it seems like my son's the same way. It seems like he's got kind of invincible teeth.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's a total lottery win.
Yeah.
Number one on this list, and tell me if you guys have this blessing or know somebody. They say they're not allergic to mosquitoes. Even if they get bit, they're basically unaffected. They don't even get itchy. Are you kidding me? That's
That's a superpower.
I'm the opposite.
Coolest.
I am a mosquito. I'm the opposite of a citronella candle, whatever that is.
Oh, yeah. They say 1 in 4 people have some sort of like it's a vitamin D thing or something like that.
Pheromone.
Yeah.
And I get tore up.
Same for 2 of my daughters. And not only do they attract, we'll be outside and everybody gets bit once or twice. They'll get bit as if they walked into, like a den. And not only that, but they'll welt up like a golf ball. Do your bites welt up like that?
Yeah, when I was in the Army, they would give us it was straight up DEET. It was Monsanto approved 99% DEET. And you'd go down to Fort Campbell, Kentucky and stay out in the field for like 3 weeks. And I was miserable, man, because I'd smear cancer all over my body. And I'd still wake up. Like they'd bite. I'd try to it was so hot you didn't want to cover up, but I'd get like in a sleeping bag shell just to keep them off me and like put a net. I'd still wake up with they'd bite my face.
And
then you're itchy. I'd itch for days and scratch them raw. It's like you're miserable.
That's a lottery loss right there.
It is. And we like national parks, dude. So every time, I just accept it. Like when I go, if I'm going in the summer to a national park, I try to put stuff on, but I still get tore up out there.
Yeah. It's part of the reason I like wearing long sleeve shirts, no matter what season.
I don't know if this is on there, but in that vein, I have bad allergies, and I hate it. It's such a bummer, and there's people I know that just don't have them. Mm-hmm.
Is that are allergies genetic?
I would think
I don't know, because my sister has a lot of allergies, and I have next to none that I know of.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's not on the list. Number 3 said that their teeth are nearly perfect. Number 4 was they have better than 20/20 vision or 20/20 vision into later years. So I can see that.
I won that lottery.
All right. I had this one.
Starting to go.
I had this one for a long time. My wife will say that for the most part I still have it. It's the magic sleep button. When you lie down, you fall asleep. They don't have to count sheep or struggle, to go to sleep or go through any sort of routines and sit there for half an hour. I have the magic button.
Yep.
But I think that was just because I enjoyed sleep when I was young. I never tried to fight it. I just appreciated it.
I got
in the routine of laying down and turning off.
Well, I think I always have that magic sleep button because I never got enough sleep.
Yeah.
So if I sat down, you're trying to stay awake, and the next thing you know, it's 4 in the morning. You doze off on the couch.
Every type of insomnia.
I
can't get to sleep, and then if I go to sleep, I can't stay asleep, and some nights it's brutal.
You have sleep apnea? You ever tested that?
I got it all. Oh, yeah.
Have you seen that thing where they do they tape
sleep
your mouth
paralysis?
shut?
What do you need, dude? Any sleep disorder? I got it. Night terrors? Yeah, I'll stand in the corner and yell at the shadow man.
You hit the lottery.
Have you seen that thing?
All sevens.
Well, apparently you tape your mouth.
Oh, the hostage tape?
Yeah, it's like a mouth tape.
Yeah, dude, I tried it.
Well, they say that some of the sleep apnea stuff is because people are breathing, they're mouth breathers at night. And if you shut that down and you force yourself to sleep or breathe through your nose, which is what you're supposed to do naturally, that you can actually get some sleep. Now, I'm not advocating for this. I've just seen ads for this magic tape.
I tried
it's basically just it's a
whoa, I haven't seen these
It's a promo for freaking tape.
I think most of the world, I'd say 95% of the world that I've observed,
Scott,
are mouth breathers.
Tape.
Yeah, pull up hostage tape.
Are mouth breathers. They don't breathe through their nose. Let's see here.
I have a deviated septum, and I even had. They went in and crushed my because of my allergies. My whole sinuses are jacked. So I tried that hostage tape, and that was just oh, I'm suffocating. It's hard. It's because look at it. It's just
there
like
it
a
is.
piece of tape. You literally just tape your mouth shut at night, brother.
Is that like a fake mustache you could put on?
Yeah, dude.
That's
It's like
kinda
those
cool.
wax lips.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, isn't that wild?
Look at the guy who's sleeping with a beanie and his glasses on, as if that's a comfortable.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
wonder why
yeah,
he's
man. Just
struggling.
laid down and I'm just
man.
ready to go drink an IPA as soon as I wake up.
The photographer hired his friend. His friend's bald or insecure about his hairline.
Yeah.
He showed up with a hat. He's like, "Oh no, I need you to be sleeping." He's like, "Can I just wear my hat, man?"
And I need my glasses because I can't see if I'm sleeping or not.
It's something about the airway and how it's open when you're,
is.
how it's closed when your mouth is open because
It
your
can't.
jaw goes back.
There's something that seems like it can't be good about putting a sticker on your lips.
Yeah.
all
Well, they
the
claim it doesn't, like the adhesive
the
isn't
new-
too, but I don't know. My skin is a sensitive little baby's bottom, so
I would never do it, but they have this new. I looked in this like this Inspire or something. Aspire, I can't remember, but it's basically like they put a thing in your collarbone, connected to like your tongue and your jaw, and when you sleep with your mouth open, it's like kind of your jaw clicks back, and
Yeah.
that's what
Was it shock you?
it like shocks your tongue back up into your mouth.
Get
like
out
small.
of here. Try
and
the tape.
Yeah,
and I'm
that's-
like, bro,
that's
but it's like
serious.
invasive. They put like a thing inside you, and you got to turn it on at night, and it runs on like
That's
a
like
bat.
Clockwork Orange stuff.
Yeah, I'm good on that.
Try
dude.
the tape. What
I'll
are you,
just snore.
crazy?
I'm fine. I'll snore and die a couple years earlier. It's fine.
Number 6 on the list is that they can read really quickly, can process lines at a glance rather than word by word. Number 7 is just a bunch of people said that their beard is magnificent. Okay. Number 8,
I'm jealous of that.
women that don't get period pain and just forget that it's happening. Number 9, a woman said,
I like that we were all so quiet on that. Like, all right,
I got nothing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nope.
yeah, cool. Good.
yeah,
I feel like I
they
hear-
definitely won.
Congratulations on your win. And congratulations to people in your life.
we were just awkwardly
Yeah.
silent there. Like,
Gosh,
okay,
yeah.
I mean, I've
The
got
real
empathy,
winner is
man.
those that surround you. Let's
I
say
have empathy for sure. Like Tina's one of those. She's like she doesn't really get
really.
doesn't get cranky.
Congratulations
She doesn't
to
get
you.
like she doesn't get crampy or she's just usually like, whoop, it's happening. Like she doesn't even know it's coming. And then I have other women in my life that are like just miserable, and I feel bad for them
There's no room for
And
empathy on
us.
this show. You understand?
and us, mostly us.
The next person says women that do not grow leg hair. I can imagine that's a pretty big one.
yeah.
Some people said that they can lick their elbow, which I don't know the use for that.
Genetically, I don't know.
Maybe you can join the circus. Maybe
I don't
I think
know.
that's. I think honestly, that's still just to make you look really silly. whenever
Yeah,
you
I think
try.
I think that's
I think
just
that
trying to make
person's
us. I think they're just trying to make us look silly right now to try it because I want to try it, but I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I feel like that's all right.
you got to now.
I'm so close.
Everyone is trying.
See
if
there.
I had that
Full
that
baloney.
Gene Simmons tongue, I could get it.
If you're driving, only try it with one.
What does
hand
that
at a
mean?
time.
You're double jointed. What shoulder?
Yeah.
Where would you be able to lock and load that elbow?
You pop your neck out like a goose.
Yeah, maybe it's a neck thing. I don't know. The next person, this is a good one. Somebody said that they do not sunburn, which I'm not sure that is biologically possible.
Well, I kind of fit that category because if it's like nighttime, I've never
Yeah.
sunburned.
now they added that they do still take sun protection seriously because not burning doesn't mean you can't get skin cancer. But a lot of people just say that they don't sunburn like others. Like my daughter's the opposite. I mean, we will watch her put on everything and it's all good. And she's out there for only 15 minutes and back in and red, purple sometimes. It's a rough go. So that's a loss.
Yeah, it was
for
way
her.
worse for me when I was younger.
Yeah, I would say probably honestly allergies should be the biggest one, like you mentioned.
Well, I think about stuff like from eyes too, dude. If you think about a couple of things on that list from an evolutionary standpoint, if we did not live in modern times, those are highly problematic. Snoring too, in a way where I'm like, man, imagine
Oh, yeah.
we still lived in a time where we had predators, and you had me sleeping in your camp.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm just
sorry, you're sleeping on your own.
like, hey man, you gotta shut up.
There's a wounded buffalo over
Yeah,
there.
we're gonna suffocate you ourselves. Or if like Tina has terrible eyesight, dude, and like she's like Velma. when she drops her glasses in Scooby-Doo. I'm like, you would not survive the apocalypse. Like, if the apocalypse happens and you lose your contacts, you're dead weight, homie.
Yeah.
Like, you literally cannot see. So having 20/20 vision in a time where I feel like was that natural selection back in the day? I feel like a lot of people wear glasses or contacts. Is that just because we read so much and we've our society has developed, we're staring at screens and we're damaging our eyesight? Or were there always just people dying off from being
they didn't see the trains coming at them?
Yeah, exactly. What's that big blob? It seems like it's moving at a pretty good clip.
Is this deer tracks or train tracks?
Yeah, that brown bush, it's a bear. It's over.
Yeah, that's what I mean, man. Like, that's a bad thing to have, dude.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I mean,
You're out on a buffalo hunt. You're just squinting and pulling back a bow and arrow like, hey, that's Dave. Don't shoot at Dave. Oh, sorry. I thought it was buffalo.
We could all agree. We can just end it with the majority of us. The majority of everybody on the planet right now won the lottery living now instead of a time where some of these lottery losses
It's not a genetic lottery, but it is a linear lottery for sure.
I'll say another one is I've never broken any bones. And I've had good falls.
Yeah?
And...
Well, you probably broke your back. I probably broke your back.
I might have broke my back.
Any of you guys packing a big hog?
What's that?
No.
Kind of feel like we danced around that. Let's get on that. That had to be on the list.
Spectacularly average.
I got my big hog.
Anybody in here packing a big dog, a big hog downstairs?
Oh, well, yeah, of course. That was my first thought. That's why I brought it up.
That's what I was thinking too. Your genetic lottery. I seen it in that Wranglers one day.
You know, it's so funny.
Something was getting wrangled down there.
Dangling in my Wranglers.
There's a guy in one of our band crews, and he just always no matter what happens, he's kind of just chill all the time. And I think I came to the conclusion, I know why.
He's genetically blessed.
Yes, you are a blessed man. And I mean, what could get you down if it's all working out? Aging is different for everybody. And we were kind of talking about, how we feel as we get older. And you can get away with anything in your 20s and your 30s. Your body starts barking a little bit. In your 40s, you start realizing that some things are maybe never going to quite work like they used to. And then at 45, you suddenly feel 57. A new study has found that the average American over 45 feels 12 years older than their actual age.
Wow.
And the biggest reason they say now is joint pain. And I'm not 45, but I can tell you, life has changed dramatically for me in the last 3 years because of joint pain. My knees are just botched. I don't know about you guys, but common complaints, general body aches, getting tired easily, and feeling less active. Knee pain, also one of the big ones.
Are you stretching at all?
I'm not stretching enough. I'm trying to do it as much as possible, but I
want to go to this place. It's 2 blocks away, dude. We should all go.
It's a stretch place?
It's called Stretch U. It's right down here. Stretch, University U. And it just seems like you pay for a 30-minute professional trainer to just stretch you out. And I bet that feels amazing.
Yeah, when I had physical rehab for my ACL replacement, part of it was when you go in there, first of all, your leg just hardens up like a petrified tree trunk when you have that kind of surgery. It's horrible. So the first thing they do, the trainers, is stretch that leg. And it's just devastatingly painful. It's horrible. But the way that it stretches everything else is almost euphoric, man. You kind of get high. There's this weird high when you stretch that intensely. Like a professional's pulling your leg into a pretzel underneath the table that you're sitting on, that kind of stuff. You get this weird high. Now, granted, I don't drink or do drugs or nothing like that, so maybe
you should try those. They're probably better than stretching.
Right. I'm telling you though, dude, and I've done these breathing exercise things while doing this stretch out in LA, and that got me kind of high. You are it's crazy.
Can I ask you, are these
oxygen high
trainers giving you magic tea before you?
Oh man,
yeah, man, these trainers are good, man. They give me this. They call it the magic mushroom tea, and then it's the stretch tea. They
Makes
call
me
it.
Puke for an hour. And then...
Moon's done ayahuasca 9 times, but he thinks he's getting stretched out.
Yeah, dude.
You get stretched out, then you see the mother god, and you talk to her about the universe. And I think you did ayahuasca, Moon. No. This is it was in a tent with all these other people. There were poop and puke buckets everywhere.
That's right.
And,
but it said physical rehab on the tent.
Yeah. Man, I'm pretty sure you went on an ayahuasca trip. No. Just stretching out. Just getting over knee surgery.
Des Moines, it couldn't be.
That's wild. I can say this, man. I've never been a stretcher. And this is the first time I've admitted this, but I'm realizing, like, when I was growing up and in school and stuff, and we would stretch in gym, I don't know if maybe I don't have muscles. I never knew what the hell I was doing. I would sit there doing what everybody else is doing, but I'm like, this doesn't feel like anything.
It doesn't feel like anything?
I don't really. I
Dude,
don't
you
know.
might just have cartilage and no
that.
bones.
Maybe I'm just full cartilage.
Yeah,
something like
no
that.
bones.
That's one of the reasons I don't stretch is because it hurts
See,
so
I never.
bad. I'm so
I stretch
tightly
like
wound.
once during the day. I'll stretch like out, you know.
And you feel that?
Yeah, I feel I kind of get a little tingle when I do that one stretch. But I never, before working out or going out, I never ever stretched.
Dude, so I get this. I'm pretty
You're
skeptical.
lying, dog. Lions.
You're a lion? You can lick your elbow. You
Alpha.
can lift your leg over your head.
I did
Lions don't stretch before they
did
stalk their
stretch,
prey.
I'm pretty skeptical that most people are trying to sell me things, you know, like in services and stuff. And I have the experience that I've had with massages. I don't get a lot of massages, but you know when you go into a doctor's office or in the hospital and a doctor comes in and the last thing you want to hear is, "Oh boy," or "Oh, you really got to do this," or just like some sort of surprise immediately. Every massage I've had starts with the massage therapist going, "Oh goodness, you're one of the tightest people I've ever felt."
Yeah, is that a sell though?
That's what I'm saying, and I always thought it was, and then they're like, "You really need to be getting massages," like, or they ask, "Do you get massages regularly?" I'm like,
Right.
no, not I should, but I've been told this, but I don't. And they say, honestly, at least for the next couple of months, you should be looking into getting massages at least once a week. And I always think it's a sell, but then I think about it, and the people that are saying it are people at resorts, so it's not like I'm going to be coming back to them.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So I don't know, man.
I've never really done massages either. I mean, I've had people kind of rub my neck or back,
Dude, it's
shoulders,
worth
I
it.
guess. You know?
You've never had a proper massage?
No.
Dude,
Wow.
I
Go
don't do it,
Go do it.
as much as I should, but it is a game changer. It really is, especially if you're Mr. Stretch Armstrong over here.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just feel your muscles or have somebody else feel them.
Oh, I might end up being a yogi or something, stretch me
Well,
out and get me nice and loose.
There's a couple times I still don't. This is bad to admit, but I still don't stretch before I work out.
Yeah, I don't either.
It's
You're not
probably
supposed
not.
to, right?
You're supposed to always, and I
thought it was one of those where
I'll just
you
hop on the
warm up.
elliptical, and then I'm like, that's it. I'm stretched. I ran for 20 minutes, or I ran for 30
That
minutes.
is the stretch.
Yeah, I think you got to get warmed up first, and then you stretch, and then you do the serious workout.
Right, but I'm sure that there's a big injury right around the corner for me. 'Cause
No,
sometimes,
no,
dude, a
no,
couple
no.
times I have like stretched out that I've gone to like, because I'm not a big. I like to work out on my own. I don't really like. I think the Army ruined me on someone yelling at me during a workout or telling. I'm like, I'm good, man. I know. I'll commit to the 10 reps. Just leave me alone. Let me listen to my music. But I went to a couple of classes with Tina, and I was so tired after they stretched that I was like, this is the workout.
Yeah.
I want to go home now.
Yeah.
I don't want anything after this.
No,
I'm
dude,
sweating.
Mallory has me on some like it's like a yoga based program, and all it is stretching, and it's the most exhausted
Brutal.
I've ever been.
Yeah.
Bro, I did.
It's 25 minutes of just like standing in these different stretches, and I'm like, I'm shaking, I'm dying, I'm sweating.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
what in the heck?
But man,
is
does
this?
it, and that gives you a high afterwards.
It does. If you do it right and you're stretching, you're really stretching, you do get this
the
weird
tea.
high.
Yeah.
We know, man. We get it.
I'm
I'm telling you,
dude.
you went on an ayahuasca trip. Because I know she does Beachbody stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I did P90X one time. Like I did
Oh,
it,
I can
and I
tell.
committed to it. One time, a long time ago. I did it back in P96, the summer of P96, and the yoga one was the hardest one. I swear, and they were all
so
hard
tough,
because it was like Navy SEAL training with like the chin-up bar and all these like dips and all this crazy stuff you had to do at home. And I committed to it, and I hated Thursdays because the yoga one it was like advanced, and it was like an hour and a half long. It was the longest one. And I don't know if I ever finished it, dude. It was brutal.
It's tough. It is tough.
Like people crap on yoga, like, oh, it's just hippie, and I'm like, go do an hour.
Yeah.
Dare you? An hour? Oh, I couldn't
Yeah.
do 30 minutes.
My wife and I, we've started doing this the last month or so. We've been going almost every night to
Yeah.
do yoga. And, dude, it's I'm a work in progress for sure, but I love it, man. I really have no aches and pains right now. already. It's only been like
cool,
a month.
bragger.
I'm like, dude.
Well, the
this
chat,
stuff's legit.
The chat is saying that this study is absolutely correct. At 45, I turned 70. The study says that Gen Xers say that they feel 10 years older than they should, or than they are. Boomers feel 14 years older, and the silent generation feels 12 years older. Silent generation, that's
Charlie Chaplin.
Yeah, wait, is that my mom, or is she?
No, she's
She ever been silent?
No,
She's 43. She's not very.
yeah,
silent.
she might be the silent
Pretty much the opposite of silent.
or baby boom.
Seems like the silent
It's not baby
generation has a
boom.
lot to say.
Baby boom is post World War II. That was during World War II. So
Okay,
she's
so
got to be silent generation, I guess.
So far, I feel like I've won that lottery. I don't feel like that. I feel younger than I am.
Yeah, I feel younger than I
Yeah,
am.
me
I don't,
too.
I don't feel old.
And I'm not taking great care of myself. So that's a genetic win, I feel like.
The only time I feel my age now is when I try to go fast, try to move faster.
Yeah.
I'm like, I got a little old man shuffle to me now.
Jumping, jumping does it for me. If you used to be able to jump off a truck easy, like all that. Now you have to really think about it. Be like,
Dude,
There's some
is it
limitations.
we're jumping or just I'll slide down this time.
I was playing catch with my son just a couple days ago for Father's Day. We were having a catch, and I realized because I'm a heck of an athlete, man. I used to have ups. That was one of my genetic lottery wins. Is I felt like I was really athletic naturally. I was pretty much good
Yeah,
at
my
everything. except
horizontal
for-
was amazing.
Yeah, I was pretty much good at everything except for golf and skateboarding. And man, my son threw it, and the ball went high, and I jumped for it, and I came down knowing that I would have the ball. And it sailed over me. I went, what happened? I came down and I was thoroughly confused.
You probably got like 5 inches off the ground.
Oh,
Looked
dude.
incredible.
I mean, I felt like I knew it just had been that long since I've jumped for a ball like that, and I missed it by 2 feet.
Yeah.
But my brain had myself up there, and I came down, and it just was like, I was devastated.
That gravity's working.
Devastated. Well, so we've all toured a whole bunch. Everybody in this room. We've had late nights forced upon us. Anybody consider themselves a night owl?
No, not. And I'm more of a morning guy by nature, I think.
Yeah, I'm definitely a night owl. That's usually when I hoot. But yeah, that's my time.
You're a night owl, and you're a night owl as well, Rafe?
The stand-up comedy circadian rhythm is
Bad.
bad. It's been rough this last year trying to.
Yeah.
I just once I'm up, and I think this is from being a kid. I think some of this stems from having a bedtime for a long time. Then when I didn't have it, I railed against it.
Oh, yeah. So you had the control, and you...
So I started when I would go to like sleepovers. I was the last one up. I'd watch movies. I'd watch HBO till 3. Everybody else be passed out. I'm like, I'm getting in on this cable, dog. We don't have it. Rafe's staying up. I'm going to see what HBO's got going on at 4 a.m. I don't know what movie's coming on. Probably Beverly Hills Cop. Maybe Mannequin, but I'm watching it.
That USA up all night, baby.
Yeah, and that carried over. Like, I get tired, like, as the sun goes down sometimes, midday. But if I push through it, I can stay up all night.
Oh, man. For those sleepovers, I lost friends because I was always the first one to sleep. And if you mess with me, it's over, brother. It's over. Don't you? I would go and I go, hey, man, where are we all sleeping? Like, oh, okay, we're going to be over here and you'll be on the other side of the power wheels. And like, cool. You know what? I'm gonna pick this corner over here because I guarantee I'll be the first one to sleep. And we all have a pact here. We're all friends. Don't mess with me when I'm sleeping. Just don't do that. And then, inevitably some fool that's the last guy staying up that didn't have cable, that's taking advantage of Kevin's house, messes with me. And it's like, I'm not going to talk to this guy anymore. But here's a study. They say that nothing good happens after 2 a.m., and apparently that does include night owls who are catching up on emails or doing a plate of nachos. A study out of Stanford Medicine, so we know it's legit, found that staying up past 1 a.m. is the bad choice for your mental health, even if you're a night owl. The study included 75,000 people and looked at participants, quote, that preferred sleep timing and how it related to their actual sleep behavior. They found that early birds and night owls both had higher rates of mental and behavioral disorders if they regularly stayed up past 1 a.m. Now, I know, at least a couple of us here are on clearly a morning show schedule, so we're waking up in the 3 a.m. and the 4 a.m. hour. And then on the weekends, and that's during the week, and then on the weekends, we got to flip that schedule because, I went on stage at 10:30 in Denver, which is 11:30 here on Saturday. Flew back on Sunday, and then you're back up. So it's like constant reversal. So even though I'm not staying up past 1 a.m., I kind of feel that that's messing with me. Counter to their expectation, which assumed that it was more about quality than duration of sleep and not when you choose to get it, this is where it gets interesting. When they tested different types of people going to sleep at varying bedtimes, they actually found that the night people who went to bed late were the worst. The idea is that morning people who are up late know that they aren't in the right mind to make any good decisions. Meanwhile, the night person who is up late thinks, I'm feeling great. This is a great decision I'm making at 3 a.m. Some people are skeptical. One doctor who reviewed the study said that there are some weak spots, like most of the participants were older, that people self-identified as early birds or night owls, and the mental health stats were reported data not observed, and it didn't account for people who work overnight. The negative results also tend to be based on making choices and not common wind-down behavior like cleaning, reading, or watching TV. The other study that kind of was a part of this was really just talking about sunlight, not getting enough sunlight, not being up, because if you're up later, you're probably waking up much later, and you're not getting a real decent circadian rhythm.
You need that D, the vitamin D.
And a decent amount of vitamin D and the sun. We all know that my favorite food is cheese, and I read this and instantly was like, I'm taking this out of food news and I'm putting this up at the top, because most of the secrets to living long are not fun stuff. It's eating healthy, exercising, stretching, doing all that stuff, avoiding stress, lack of sleep. So this is different. What if the secret was eating more cheese?
Oh, yeah.
There's a new study out of China.
Forever.
There's a new study out of China that says that the single most important contributor to healthy aging and longevity is mental well-being. There's also a strong connection to cheese consumption. That was in quotations. Before you get too excited, there's definitely it's not a direct connection between chowing down on Cheez-Its and eternal life. Here's their logic. To live longer, you need a happy mental well-being, and those who reported the most robust levels of mental health and stress resilience seem to eat more cheese and fruit.
Yeah, that's why I have pimento cheese every day.
More cheese and fruit. Let's see. I think I have some audio in here. I found this ridiculous soundbite in case you don't want to read the entire New York Post, but I'm all about eating more cheese and fruit. Let's see what we got here.
I'm all about it's a great source of protein and calcium. But it's also high in saturated fat and salt, which means eating too much could lead to high cholesterol and increase your risk of cardiovascular disease. But a new study out says happy people live longer. Guess what? We're all gonna die anyways. So do you want to be healthy, depressed, and neurotic? Or be happy, enjoy a nice Gouda, and a long life?
Why was that photographer taking pictures through the whole thing?
The last guy sounded like he was being tortured when he said cheese.
No, that was just the end.
Blocked.
That's when you're a little bit blocked up. More and more research shows that we're avoiding ultra-processed foods, or that we at least should be avoiding ultra-processed foods. But then they did a major poll and found that most people have no idea what ultra-processed even means. You guys know what ultra-processed foods are?
Yeah, it's
Like that chicken goo.
Like the McDonald's, the pink goo?
That's what I'm thinking, yeah.
it's where it has a lot of
Ultra processed.
takes a lot of steps to make it.
Just smush it,
the
put
end
it through a
product.
machine. Smush it, put it through a
Yeah.
machine. Smush it, put it
Blend
through a
in
machine.
some weird chemical that Monsanto made and dump weird crap in it. Yeah.
40. Go ahead.
I just want to say that when you played that song and you were in the background at the beginning,
Oh, yeah, there's a little loop there.
it kind of went with the song.
Yeah.
I just want to acknowledge that happened. So I was like,
like
did
a
you do that
DJ
on purpose?
mix,
Because it was
yeah.
kind of like you looped yourself into the cheese
It's
song.
like a cool edit.
I
I'm known
think
to
save that
DJ
for a
here and there.
remix, dog. It's pretty good.
44% basically think that it just means fast food. And yes, that's one example, but it's not the only one. Unprocessed or minimally processed foods are things that are still close to their natural state, like fruits, vegetables, grain, nuts, eggs, milk, and meat. Processed means that it's been changed enough to alter or destroy most of the vitamins and minerals. Think like tortilla chips, whole wheat bread, fruit juice, that kind of stuff. Ultra-processed means it's gone through a ton of that same processing, and the list is a lot longer than just the stuff that you would find in a drive-thru. Ultra-processed foods include things like, and this is going to ruin your day, so it already ruined mine, chips, especially flavored chips, soda, energy drinks, and any candy bar with a lot of ingredients. So basically, all junk food. But man, I always tell myself that if this chip is pretty basic, doesn't have too much salt, doesn't have whatever,
That's hilarious.
it's not that big a deal.
It's like
It's
Lay's.
a sun chip.
Yeah, Lay's has, olive oil and salt or something.
I will say
it's
this
good.
feels like a unnecessary modifier. We get a lot of those in society, like the adjective on an adjective, where I'm like pre-boarding. It's just boarding.
just
You're just boarding, dude.
First
That's what
boarding.
boarding is. You can't pre-board. You're boarding or you're not.
Yeah, pre-boarding is the gate. We're gating.
Yes.
We're
and it's like
standing.
ultra processed is just like, it's processed like a lot. Yeah, so all processed food is bad for you. You're just like, what? We went through the ringer one extra time. Like, what's the diff?
Well, they're saying that the difference is some of the vitamins and minerals can be destroyed in processed stuff.
And all of them.
Pretty much all of it is in the ultra-processed. But here's what they're saying. They're saying the sneakier stuff, too, like white bread, flavored yogurt, and sugary breakfast cereal. Ultra-processed.
Yeah.
The easiest way to tell if something is ultra-processed is by looking at the ingredients. If it's a long list with words you can't pronounce, that's the rule. It's ultra-processed.
Yeah, and those things get really wild fast because what the FDA approves that they claim could be healthy, you'll see that in a lot of products, and it's... I mean, if you wonder why we have so much cancer stuff on the planet, it's the ultra-processed stuff.
Well, speaking of food and grocery shopping, this is amazing. First of all, do you guys, Mike and I did a podcast a while back, and we were just talking about, different things as men, what can we do to like improve our lives? And a lot of it, remember we talked about schedule and some other things,
Yeah.
but I think we even mentioned list keeping, like keeping lists.
Yeah, you seem to be an advocate of that. I've started a little bit now since you said that. Why?
I'm not good at it. It's not a natural thing. I've been told by hundreds of people to do it, and when I started doing it, it really did show some benefits. So does anybody besides Mike and me keep lists?
A list?
Oh, yeah. My life is a list, brother.
Oh, yeah? Like, what do you write them? Is it in the computer? Is it
Both. I write. I very task-oriented. I have lists and mini lists, and like that's how I structure my life. So it helps, man. Like I have the never-ending list, which can be unhealthy at times because you'll never check them all off. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it can be at the big list, the overarching, like the 5-year plan, 5-year list, the 1-year list.
The list that starts with figure out life.
Yeah, this month, and then I try to like break it down to like, okay, what are the 3 things today that need to get done? And that helps me, man, because then if I check off 3, I don't do the like 40 lashes in my mind.
Yeah, you feel lighter.
Yep. So what advice?
Because I'm really like no one's a bigger critic of me than me.
What advice do you give someone?
Although some people are really trying hard in the chat every day, I will say. Some people are trying, but you're not going to beat me. I hate me more than you. And lists help with that because it helps organize my brain, man. I don't know if that's the what you're having.
Yeah, so what advice do you give people that struggle with keeping a list or journal or anything?
Honestly, the first thing that I started doing was carrying a calendar, which, was obviously just for just keeping everything straight as far as that. And I started putting the list on the margins of that, on the side of it. Okay. And like each day I would have at least 2 or 3 things that like had to be done. And even just putting it down on the paper, the difference that it made for me was I didn't feel like I had to keep it juggling in my mind. Yeah. So like to make sure that I did.
Oh, so this is peace of mind.
Yeah, no, it's like it's literally removing it from my mind and putting it somewhere and knowing that when I go to that list, then I won't miss anything.
Okay.
Whereas when I was keeping it in my mind, it was I always had to keep it top of mind just to make sure I didn't not show up somewhere or not do this or not send this email. You know what I mean? It was just too many things to juggle and my mind couldn't handle that anymore.
Okay.
But the reason I'm asking is because, Rafe, maybe you dropped a list outside the last time you were shopping for some ultra-processed food. Somebody posted a photo of a piece of paper they found on the ground outside of their local grocery store, and they thought it was a shopping list, but it wasn't because it had a list of names. But pre-printed in a font at the top, it said, "People I want to punch in the face."
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be juggling those in your brain all day. Better to write it down.
And then it had a bunch of people from the chat. No, I'm just kidding. It said, it listed specific times as well. This literally said, people I want to punch in the face. And then was written Emma at 12 p.m. And then someone named Hunt at 3 p.m. And then Joe at 4 p.m. 3 other people named Sophia, Donna, and Sam were also listed but didn't have times. There is a photo. We'll put it on the blog. You got to see this. A few people online did not find this funny and basically said this is a low-grade kill list, just like the one in Billy Madison.
It's got to be an employee at that place that wrote down names of employees and he pretended to lose it so someone will find it. And
This is the Mark Twain angry letter, dude. There's nothing wrong with this.
no,
Mark Twain was like, if you're ever mad, write an angry letter to someone, just like don't put it in the mail.
Yep.
Get it out. This is the thing keeping him from punching people in the face.
Yeah, maybe.
Or her.
This is
Could be her.
This is the Buscemi list.
yeah, you get the lipstick out.
Or honestly, dude, this could also be a prank. I could see somebody leaving this list it was outside a grocery store.
Yeah, it was in the parking lot of a grocery store.
I could see somebody just like littering these about as a joke.
Well, I have some more information.
Oh, great.
A lot of people did say that, hey, this is just jokes. And then, quote, said, I wish I were this organized. We're probably not thinking it's a real list of people who he wants to physically harm or punch, because above the times, there was a little scribble that said carts. So maybe a manager was keeping track of who needed to gather carts from the parking lot, and they just used like a fun notepad from freaking Spencer's Gifts or something.
Oh,
But it's funny. If I picked up a list that said people I want to punch in the face, that was like the type on the top, and there was names and times, I would think that was pretty hysterical.
that is
Also,
awesome.
it's just a coincidence that there was names and not like celery.
Yeah, right.
People I want to punch in the face. Grapefruit.
I hate that guy.
You guys want some random
Dr. Scholl's.
Chef Boyardee? You guys want some random facts for Wednesday?
Yeah, baby.
Arkansas is a landlocked state, but you can reach every state it borders by traveling south. All 6 states, Missouri, Tennessee, Mississippi, Louisiana, Texas, and Oklahoma. Look at a map. It does work.
Wow.
Look it up.
You can reach what?
You can reach all the states that it borders by traveling south.
That's pretty cool. I never.
So at some point, there's a point in Arkansas where if you go south, you cross a Missouri border.
Oh, because the little hook.
I guess
little
so.
Poplar Bluff
Because it
hook.
comes down a little bit and
That makes
little
sense.
boot.
Interesting.
The word crayfish
There's a strip club on that border, by the way.
on the
That has-
Arkansas-Missouri border?
Yeah,
Some
it's called
lookers.
Call of the Wild, dude. It's part of it's in like outside of Poplar Bluff, and half the building's in Arkansas, and the other half is in Missouri, and they have 2 separate closing times.
Whoa.
So there's like strippers till 2
Everybody
a.m. on
over
one
there.
side, and then you literally go through a door in a hallway into the other, and you can stay open for another 2 hours on the other side.
Which side is
It's-
which?
Yeah, which
Arkansas
is
stays
Can't
up later?
remember, dude.
I bet
honestly,
Arkansas has the time limit.
I want to say Arkansas was like the tighter one. I think Missouri was the looser one, but I could be wrong about that. I'm sure somebody's been to that. Somebody down in Donovan, check in on the chat.
The word crayfish is not based on the word fish. It comes from the French word something else. I don't know. Écrevisse. The Ernest character. Scott, you're going to love this.
All
The
right.
Ernest character from the classic films like Ernest Goes to Camp and Ernest in the Army and Ernest Goes Wherever
Yeah, those documentaries.
started as
Commercial.
a character in TV commercials. An ad agency turned him into a movie character after he got popular, but they couldn't use him in nationwide ads because exclusive local deals. Which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Do you know what was
Yeah.
weird about that, man? I did a deep dive on this one time because of Jim Varney. I like Jim Varney a lot.
Same.
That was one of the only times, I don't know if this was before, everyone trademarked and patented everything. He owned the character, so he could sell the character to different brands. And if you look online, he was Taco John's. Look it up. Ernest P. Worrell was the Taco John spokesman for a while. Once we get you, then we got you. Come on down to Taco John's. Come on, Vern. And it was like he did paint commercials.
Laclede gas.
And I think the character was on an old sketch show. There was like a thing where he'd climb up the window. He was on a ladder, and he'd be talking to Vern. He'd like, hey, Vern. You never saw Vern. Vern was
Yeah, it's always
on
close
camera.
to his face.
He goes, hey, Vern, you want to go fishing today? And it was like a character that he played on like an old sketch show, but he owned the character, and he started pimping it out to all these brands, and he made a ton of money.
Yeah, I bet.
Before he ever did a movie, Ernest P. Worrell made Jim Varney tons of money because he was doing like food commercials, paint commercials, insurance commercials. and he was going region to region and selling it.
And he was doing them. I had an old DVD with like behind the scenes, and I think he was just like knocking them out of his own kitchen at his own house.
No
yeah,
way.
just doing regional
What a
commercials with a
genius.
small crew.
So he was the first to really adapt into the
That would never happen
brand.
today,
social media
right?
thing.
Like, there's no way Flo from Progressive would own Flo and be like, just
No.
Flo and tend to be like, hey, Flo here for Cinnamon Toast Crunch. It's like, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
Like, now the corporations would never let that happen.
Never
like,
let that
they would
slide.
own the likeness.
Oh,
they would
yeah.
own you.
You know
She's
that
made
ad,
a ton of money.
You know that
She's
ad
doing
agency
fine.
did the shucks. Like, I
Yeah.
can't believe we let that one slip.
He might have been the last or the only person of note that I can think of that didn't use their real identity.
I think
I could see if you were like Ben Affleck or like Steven Dorff for Blue cigarettes or
Larry
whatever.
the Cable Guy. I think is kind of a.
Yeah,
he went down the road that Ernest paved.
Yeah.
You know.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't think of any others.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. What's his real
Varney.
name? What was his real name?
Jim Varney.
Jim Varney. That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was like a
like an-
Shakespearean trained actor. He's
Yeah.
a really
He was a
good
very
actor.
classic-
Great
Classically
voice.
trained
He
actor.
died
That's always what happens.
50, what was he, 51, 52, something.
He's only
very young.
51?
Go down the YouTube rabbit
His
hole.
movies look like
one
he's
day.
61.
Yeah, I know.
When you're done.
But you know what he did right before he passed away? He was that dog on Toy Story, so he ended on a high note.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
And he did Beverly Hills.
Yeah, he had some good stuff in his
Beverly
last.
Hills.
Yeah, he
couple
was
years,
51.
Not
Did he not
Beverly Hills, Beverly Hillbillies.
Sorry, Beverly Hills. Yeah.
Different.
Beverly Hills Cop? Ernest? Did he not stretch enough? What
Hey,
happened?
man, I'm Axel Foley, man.
I think he was,
51. That's scary, man. He
Oh, he died from smoking?
I think he was a
Yeah.
big smoker.
Oh,
That's why he had that
man.
beautiful voice.
Dang. Okay, well, the other random facts and conspiracy theorists, you're going to love this because there are no laws preventing the NBA, the NFL, or any other sports league from rigging their games.
I've heard that before.
Really?
It's not a law.
No laws preventing
How is that, even
any
with gambling
league.
now involved in?
No, I know.
And sunflowers are excellent for cleanup after nuclear accidents because they soak up radiation from the ground and the water. How you like that?
Let me write that down.
Very
real
cool.
quick.
There's a lot of people doing what Rafe is doing. Looking around going, man, there's no law preventing rigging these games.
Yeah, man. My libertarian, every day, a libertarian uncle is vindicated on this show.
I know. It's so weird.
I told you, man.
Yeah.
Oh, they put out the scripts, brother.
Yeah.
I told you, man.
You think the Boston Red Sox just actually won the year that Jimmy Fallon made Fever Pitch?
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
See? Amen. Thank
you
you.
connected the dots. Oh, screw the Red Sox. Am I right? Am I right? All Boston teams.
Yeah, we were a victim of scripting.
Man.
It's not illegal.
But the 11, or the 10 we won, they're real.
All right, let's do the Team Riz Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Hit up happy hour weekdays 3 to 6 for $4 pizza, burgers, and wings at Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Today's Team Riz member is Athena Blanton. Athena Blanton. From Warrenton, Missouri. Athena has been a listener of the Riz Show since the beginning. The show never ceases to make her laugh every morning. She loves how the cast supports each other and how well each of the personalities mesh together, and how even though Jeff is well missed, his memory is kept alive and well through stories, humor, and of course the cardboard cutout right behind Mike right now. Athena is so excited to finally be a part of Team Riz after listening for so many years and looks forward to wearing her Team Riz jersey with pride. Make sure you sign up if you haven't already at 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. All right, we have a lot to do today. A lot. We have some Limp Bizkit tickets to give out, Smashing Pumpkins tickets to give out, Ludo tickets to give out, of course, crap on celebrities, news, sports, Headline Hooshe, maybe even some Headline Goo if we can get to it. Right now it is 7:06. Here's your first look at traffic and weather. King Scott coming at you.
The Bommarito 500 at the Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. So go to www.raceway.com because the first deal is the best deal. And I'm looking at the roads, and boy, oh boy, it looks like it's pretty clear. So we're good to go. Thanks for driving nice today.
Boy,
and
oh
your
boy.
point forecast, today it's a little hot and humid. It might be a swamp little alert coming on here. So
Yeah.
small chance for a shower here and there, and a
This
high
is
of
a swamp ass alert.
That's right, high of 94. And right now it's 75 at the Point Studio.
Thank you, Scott.
You're welcome.
Hey, y'all, I'm Kix Brooks.
I'm Ronnie Dunn.
And we're wishing you a happy birthday, Riz.
All right, welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. You can always give us a call, 314-624-3833. That's 314-NAH-DUDE. We are live on the Mick Ultra Studio Cams on the Points YouTube channel. Email us, rizshow@1057thepoint.com. Riz and Lern are out today. They will be back tomorrow. But filling in is our good friend Mike Leahy.
What's up?
Mike.
I'm trying to bring it back.
Cool, dude.
Yeah, dude.
I just saw that commercial again on like one of those 90s.
I love you, man.
What you doing? Nothing. Watching TV, having a bud. Stupiracy, a video podcast series hosted by the brilliant, suspicious mind of Scott Rizzuto on the morning after's Tim McKernan. They are unearthing history and conspiracy theories few have previously explored. And you can join Tim and Riz for the premiere debut watch party of episode number 1 next Wednesday, the 19th, from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Hot Shots in Fenton. Watch the first episode of Stupiracy, presented by Brown and Crouppen Law Firm and Evergreen Wealth Strategies, before it's released to the public later this month, next Wednesday, starting at 6 p.m. with Riz and Tim at Hot Shots Fenton. The first season will drop next week. Some episode titles: Napoleon's Penis, Queen Elizabeth Was a Cannibal, Finland Isn't Real, and Elvis is Alive. Join them for Stupiracy.
I can't wait to hear the Queen Elizabeth's penis one. That's going to be cool.
It's good, man. I got a little sneak preview of the first couple eps, and man,
Fancy?
the boys brought it. It is a
Okay.
cool little pod they did
It's
together.
good.
You
I
guys check it
love
out.
the concept. I saw the little video for a little clip for it online,
Yeah.
and love the concept. And any peripheral content coming from you guys is great.
Yeah, it's
We
cool
love
to
it.
see both of those guys too outside of their purview. Like, he didn't want to do sports, and Riz is like, I don't want to do celebrity news and like pop culture stuff. And they're like, they found like a middle ground.
Let's
that they
talk
both were
about
interested in.
Napoleon's penis.
Yeah, let's talk about dead celebrities and their peniles.
Napoleon.
We'll get to crap on in just a second, but back in the day, on this day, June 19th, 162 years ago, in 1862, slavery was outlawed in the U.S. territories. 114 years ago, in 1910, Father's Day was celebrated for the very first time. The contrived holiday of Father's Day, according to my dad, in Spokane, Washington. 90 years ago, 1934, for some reason, the Federal Communications Commission was created. 82 years ago, in 1942, Marilyn Monroe married her first husband, Jim Doherty. They divorced 3 years later, paving the way for her to marry both Joe DiMaggio and Arthur Miller and become JFK's naughty presidential
Six-toe
side.
Monroe.
Yeah. 71 years ago, in 1953, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, get this, who'd been convicted of conspiring to pass U.S. atomic secrets to the Soviet Union, were executed at Sing Sing Prison in New York. Unfortunately, it turned out that the main witness against the Rosenbergs lied. Julius was indeed a spy, but he gave the Soviets nothing of consequence, and Ethel did nothing to deserve any of it and got the electric chair.
Oof.
46 years ago, in 1978, Garfield. Oof.
That's her last. That's actually her last words.
Oof. Isn't that sad, though? I mean, golly. Garfield, the cartoon cat, debuted in 41 U.S. newspapers for the first time 46 years ago, 1978. 40 years ago, in 1984, the Chicago Bulls picked Michael Jordan from the University of North Carolina, third in the NBA draft. Does anybody know who went first and second? Hakeem Olajuwon went first to the Houston Rockets.
Was Ewing in that one or Bart? No.
A guy you have never heard of unless you watch the documentary, Sam Bowie, was chosen.
Oh, yeah, David's brother.
Yes, David's brother Sam Bowie was chosen by the Portland Trail Blazers at number 2. In the same draft, Charles Barkley was selected 5th by the 76ers, and John Stockton went 16th to the Utah Jazz.
Dang.
Heck of a class. 38 years ago in 1986, Lynn Bias, a University of Maryland basketball star, and the second pick in the NBA draft just 2 days later, died from a cocaine overdose, supposedly on his first time playing with nose candy. 36 years ago, 1988, Michael Jackson put on a show on the West German side of the Berlin Wall. An estimated 5,000 East Germans gathered on their side so they could hear him, and the Stasi secret police had him under constant surveillance while he was there. 34 years ago, 1990, opening statements were presented in the crack-smoking and perjury trial of D.C. Mayor Marion Barry. Barry was later convicted of a single count of misdemeanor drug possession and sentenced to 6 months in prison. Crack don't smoke itself. 23 years ago in 2001, on Lou Gehrig's birthday, Cal Ripken Jr., who broke Gehrig's record of 2,130 consecutive games played, announced that he would retire at the end of the season. Ripken didn't miss a day of work for 16 years, racking up 2,632 consecutive games.
Crazy story about that.
About Ripken?
I was in the Army with a guy who played at Kent State, whose friend played for a guy on his team played for the Orioles, and he told me, and this is a secondhand story, but there was a night that the power went out at Camden Yards and they canceled the game during Cal Ripken's big run. They just canceled the game, rescheduled, did a doubleheader the next day, and the lure is that he left the house. He had like a lucky glove or batting glove or something. He left something behind at the house. He's like, hey, I'm going to run home and get it. He ran back home. He went home for some reason, and he caught Kevin Costner sleeping with his wife.
What?
And they were boys. Him and Kevin Costner were like boys. And he had a big blow-up, got in a fight with Kevin Costner, lost it. He was like, I'm not coming. I'm out for tonight. I got a family emergency happening. My head's all messed up.
All I can picture is Ricky Vaughn and Roger Dorn in the house.
Yeah, kind of. And they just went downstairs and pulled the power and canceled the game. And then it was just like,
whoa, I wonder
keep
if that's
the streak.
true. That's crazy.
Yeah, I've heard that.
This is a secondhand story I have, but you can look up the night the power went out in Camden Yards in the middle.
Holy smokes.
And like that was the story. This guy's like, yeah, my buddy. I don't remember the guy's name, but he was like a relief pitcher for the Orioles for like a year or two. He was there during Cal Ripken's run, and I'm like, man, I don't know if that's true or not. But what a fun story.
Surely
I mean, not for him.
Yeah. Surely it's been long enough for both of those guys where somebody can confirm.
I wish they would.
You know what I'm
wish
saying?
Kevin Costner
confirm.
would be like,
Yeah. Hey, you're baseball royalty. Surely you've got it in.
I'll make some calls. I'll
if
call
they're
my grandma and
buddies-
see if she knows about Kevin Costner sleeping.
Yeah,
with
you're
Cal
right.
Ripken.
Would you do it, please, right now, live on air?
But if they're actually buddies, that's a good joke. They just need to go with. Be like, yeah, it was because of that. That's the reason. Even if it never happened.
Oh, even if it never happened,
Yeah,
just to go with it.
Just
Man,
play
it's pretty
along.
good.
that is pretty amazing.
What's crazy, Kevin was like, I have the exact same streak. Every game I've been doing this.
Yeah.
No. 2,632 consecutive days.
You
in your
broke
house?
my streak, buddy. So, hey, I guess we're even.
Was there a lull between movies?
The wife was like, trust me, he never misses a game. The house is going to be open.
Yeah.
He's the Iron
0%
Man.
chance we get caught.
Going to be playing baseball. We don't got
This
to
guy
worry,
does
Kevin.
not call in.
Oh my gosh. You know, Rafe, do you know who his pawpaw is? Or was?
My grandpa, Earl Weaver from the Orioles, the manager of the Orioles.
Love me. Man, I got like 3-year-old Weaver baseball cards, dude. What a
He was a wild
What's your
guy.
grandpa?
Yeah.
Not cool.
What a cool
awesome?
guy.
Yeah, he was very cool.
He was
Yeah,
an
man.
old school.
Yeah.
Managers were cooler back in,
Yeah.
weren't they?
Oh, yeah, they were a different breed.
If you watched
Managers
his
were
grandpa,
just
yeah.
cooler. I mean, in the Earl Weaver,
Yeah, dude.
Lou
Whitey.
Pinella, Sparky Anderson, Jim. Who was the dude? Jim Leland.
Even like
Oh, yeah.
Lasorda and those guys.
Sorta.
But
Sorta's
yeah,
old
back in the
school.
80s and early 90s, half the bloopers were your grandpa
Yeah.
and like all the like they're in every bloopers tape.
A lot of the managers now look like they could still play.
I know, it's a weird vibe now.
I
seeing
want to
the
see
young
the guy
managers,
with like
yeah.
a beer gut coming out,
Yeah.
gray hair, like throws a cigarette down before he gets to the ump's
Yeah, yeah.
face.
A lot of back in my days.
Whitey Herzog. Yeah, man, those guys were just a different cut.
But you know,
from a
those guys,
different cloth.
like my grandpa Earl and Whitey, I think those guys looked like that when they were our age. You know?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah.
they
They
did.
were 43.
They were the same
Tommy
age as
Lasorda was
managers.
They did.
43.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, dude. If you look at pictures of like kids
Out
in
of the
high school
womb,
from the
just-
80s, they all look like they're 35 and freshly coming off a second divorce in high school.
I mean, Ollie Marble's 61. You know that? He looks like he's 20.
Yeah, man, all those dudes. Bro, we met Matheny last year at the home run derby, and I'm like,
Oh, he
that's-
looks better than we do, dude.
The guy's so freaking hot. Like, he had me questioning things about my own self. And I'm just like, no major league manager should get me horny. That should
Yep.
not be a thing. I'm putting that out there. No MLB manager should get Rafe horny. And if they do, fire him and get somebody in there who does it.
Bring Earl back.
Yeah.
Speaking of horny, 22 years ago in 2002, Marilyn Manson got off with a $4,000 fine after pleading no contest to rubbing his genitalia on his security guard's bald head.
I thought you were going to say he got off by removing a rib.
No, I think that was a few years prior to that. 14 years ago, 2010. Oh, that's wild, man. I think 2010 was 14 years ago. 7 feet 7 inch Sudanese basketball player Manute Bol died at the age of 48. He's 16th on the NBA career blocks list and actually blocked more shots than he scored points during his career. That's a heck of a stat. 11 years ago in 2013, Sopranos star James Gandolfini died of a massive heart attack in Italy. He was 51. 8 years ago, 2016, Star Trek star Anton Yelchin was killed in a freak accident in his driveway when his car rolled back, pinned him against a pillar.
I saw his grave in Hollywood Cemetery when I was out there in L.A., dude, and I was like, I'd forgotten about it, and I was like, oh, that was a sad thing.
Yeah, super sad. Also, that same day, 8 years ago in 2016, the Cleveland Cavaliers beat the Golden State Warriors in Game 7 to win the NBA championship title. LeBron James was the MVP. It had been 52 years since any Cleveland team had won a championship.
There you go, Cleveland.
And that's your back in the day. All right. Time to get some crap on celebrities. What do you got,
Quick
Rafe?
addendum. I don't know if people in the chat were saying maybe we said the wrong date. So
What'd I
the
say?
Stupiracy premiere party is today. It is tonight at Fenton Hot Shots, not next week. I think
so
you
sorry.
said today.
I'm sorry. I think I said next Wednesday, but it is
It
this
is tonight.
Wednesday.
So it is from
Which is-
6 to 8 at the Hot Shots in Fenton tonight. That is our addendum for Crap On.
I wish Riz were here. He gave me this paper. I could yell at him. I love the opportunity to do that. I will have to do that tomorrow. Thank you, chat.
Thanks, chat.
I hope people go next week as well.
Me too. I mean, if they're not there next week, still great food, good
Yeah.
prices on beer.
No big deal. Tell them we said hello.
I tell them we sent you.
Justin Timberlake was arrested for drunk driving in the Hamptons early yesterday morning. We did report on this. Yeah, we reported on it briefly. Didn't have any real details yesterday, so I'll fill you in. Police pulled him over around 12:30 a.m. because he ran a stop sign in the 2025 BMW that he was weaving in and out of his lane driving. He was held under his arraignment at 9:30 a.m. He was released without bail and expected back in court July 26th. So he'll be back in court next month. He told police that he just had one martini. And they said, quote, his eyes were bloodshot and glassy. A very strong odor of an alcoholic beverage was emanating from his breath. He was unable to divide attention. He had slowed speech. He was unsteady of foot, and he performed poorly on all standardized field sobriety tests. He also refused to take a breathalyzer. You can see his bloodshot eyes and glossy eyes in a mugshot. We'll put that up on the blog. According to the New York Post, Justin was leaving a hotel bar where witnesses say he was wasted. And during the stop, he allegedly said, quote, this is going to ruin the tour. He's scheduled to play the United Center in Chicago this weekend. Justin's wife, Jessica Biel, wasn't too far away while Justin was getting pinched. She's actually shooting a new TV series in Manhattan. I saw the report. I saw a report that the officer that pulled him over was, quote, too young to recognize who he was.
Wow.
That hurts worse than the Dewey. I bet.
Does it? Well, Rafe, what hurts the most is that there's a lot of fake articles out there about what was in his system.
Dude, man.
Because Rafe came in and he goes, did you hear what was in JT's
Man, I'm glad we
system?
looked it up.
And I
There was like
said,
a satirical site that said he had cocaine, Molly, poppers, and Truvada, which is an HIV drug in his.
All
and
fake.
I was like, how'd they know that?
all fake.
Yeah, all fake, but it
all
looked
fake.
real. So if you're reporting that, shame on you.
Yeah.
Right. Howie Mandel found himself in the middle of a crime scene, sorta, during a recent trip to Las Vegas. After a late night of partying, his wife Terry was tipsy and fell in their hotel room. She broke her cheek, got a 2-inch gash on her forehead that was so deep Howie could see her skull. He says, quote, blood was pooling out and I freaked out. I picked her up. I put her on the bed. There was blood everywhere. Terry has since made a full recovery. Quote, there's not a scar. She's beautiful. Howie later spoke to TMZ to clarify that Terry was high on weed gummies. High on weed, man, not alcohol. Not alcohol.
Does she have any of the other meds too?
Nah, just the weed gummies. It's been about 37 years since Mel Brooks' classic Spaceballs hit theaters. One of my favorites. My son has come around. He's watched it probably 2 or 3 times. First time, it was I made the mistake. He was too young. It was not for him yet. So it's about time to introduce the Star Wars parody to a new generation with a sequel, right? Right? Nothing is left untouched anymore. Not much is known about it, though, except that it's going to be produced by Brooks for Amazon, and it will star Josh Gad. He's the voice of Olaf in Frozen. Mel is not writing. He is not directing. The Spaceballs sequel will be the second time Brooks has revisited one of his films. Last year, he came out with History of the World Part 2 as a series for Hulu. Anybody see that?
No.
Yeah, I saw some of it.
It was okay. It was okay. It was nice to have something new
was fun.
from Mel Brooks. Yeah, I some of it I was like very laugh out louding, and the rest I was like, okay, you know, I could have left that one.
Yeah.
Left that one alone. Nathan Lane and Matt Bomer will star in a new Hulu series called Mid-Century Modern. It was inspired by the Golden Girls. It's about 3 gay gentlemen of a certain age who decide to spend their golden years living together after an unexpected death. Bomer's character is described as, quote, pure of heart, hard of body, and soft of head. So he's kind of like Rose from the Golden Girls. Lane's character is more like Dorothy, and they live in Nathan's character's mom's, who played Linda Lavin, and they live with her, and her, quote, naked Gen Z housekeeper. The third friend and the housekeeper have not been cast yet. Mel Gibson has confirmed Lethal Weapon 5 is still in the works and reiterated that he will be taking over directing duties from the late Richard Donner. During an appearance on a podcast, the once-embattled actor gave an update on the long gestating film, confidingly stating that the movie is still happening. He says, quote, I'm going to direct the 5th film in the Lethal Weapon series. Richard Donner, who did the other 4, sadly passed away, and he was a good friend. He kind of tasked me with carrying the flag home on that one, so it'll be an honor for me to do that. You guys might remember a while ago that Jelly Roll said that he regrets like 98% of his tattoos. Anybody have regretted? I mean, I regret probably
I don't.
50%
I've got
of mine.
tattoos that are dumb, but I'm hard to say I regret them.
I've had one removed or, you know, lightened enough to be covered. And I have a few that could easily go. My tramp stamp could easily go.
Yeah.
Easily.
I didn't know you had one.
Yeah, it was. I had like my first tattoo was on the upper back, and then I did there and was going to connect the two with like this big tree thing, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to do this, and I pulled the plug and I was stuck with this tramp stamp.
Sweet. It looks cool though, man.
And it's the other '90s trap. It's kanji. It's the Japanese kanji, you know. So I'm like, oh, cool. That's
Man.
I mean, 2 '90s.
I was talking to Lern about that the other day, where I was like, I really want some, like, I like Mike's tattoo. I really have come around to like traditional tats because I feel like they're timeless, and everything else you're getting caught in that trap of what's trendy.
Yeah.
Whether it's right now, it seems to be the tree line, like the outdoor. I see a lot of dudes.
Yeah.
Like almost like a national park sign.
REI.
You know what I'm saying? Yes. Very much like
REI logo.
something that would be on.
silhouette.
Yes, something that would be on the REI catalog, and it looks cool. But I'm like, or 3D tattoos. I've been seeing some wild 3D tattoos where I'm like, it looks like a robot arm or leg, and I'm like, it looks real. But I'm like, is that going to look cool?
Yeah.
Later.
Yeah.
When we have better 3D tattoos. You know what I mean? So it's like,
Well,
I'm kind of
I
coming
guess you're
around
investing
to.
it.
Because I don't regret my tattoos. They're both dumb. They're not cool at all. But I don't like. They're kind of a testament to how stupid I was at that time in my life, which is,
Yeah.
it's always nice to have some humility.
They are, yeah.
I do think I'm going to add to mine though. I wouldn't mind to get it pierced.
Your nipple.
Yeah, my nipple
forgot
tattoo.
that-
I think
yeah.
I should get it pierced. I think that'd look really cool.
I
think so,
forgot
too.
he has a nipple tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
I
This
think you
man,
should get a baby nursing on it.
On
And then
it?
you can show it on Instagram anytime you want.
you know,
like that
you've
one.
always been somebody that wanted to set records here in St. Louis, and I'm pretty sure you're the only guy to get a live tattoo on the stage of Pops.
Yeah, the cleanest place in town.
I mean, for sure. Can you? I mean, you can, Mike. You can imagine the lighting.
Yeah, the filmy mist in the air, whatever that is there. Just
It was
in
good.
your open wound.
It's in his epidermis.
And I never wanted to get a tattoo. Had no desire, and I have
No.
the greatest.
Hey, you're on the Riz
Things
Show. You
happen
lost-
at Pops,
You
man.
lost a bet. Well, Jelly Roll's recent sit down with Howard Stern, he started to get into his tattoo habit a bit further. Howard asked him if he regretted any of his face tattoos. Quote, that's probably one of the few that I would keep. I love my cross. I love my slash. But then he broke down why it's important to spend money on a good tattoo artist. Jelly said this, I have a tattoo on my arm that I gave somebody a quarter sack of bad weed for, and it looks like a quarter sack of bad weed tattoo. If you look at it and zoom in, you're like, these suck bad. Howard joked, who'd you let scribble on your arm? And Jelly laughed and said, yeah, it's just bad art. There's no other way to say it. So there you have it. From the most tattooed guy in country music right now, don't go cheap. Pay for a good artist to tattoo you. You don't trade drugs for tattoos. That's a big no-no. I remember, I didn't follow this rule until I was older, but I wish I had. I remember seeing a bumper sticker
stuck on the wall of a tattoo shop up in North County, and it said, and I've repeated this hundreds of times to people, good tattoos ain't cheap. Cheap tattoos ain't good.
Ain't good.
That's just the rule you should live by. And Rafe, you're talking about like tattoos from back in the 90s and these 3D ones now.
Yeah.
Instagram has ruined me for tattoos because some of them, I follow some of these artists that are in every corner of the planet that are so freaking good that I just look like trash.
Yeah, that's what
like
I think.
when I was getting tattoos in the 90s, we all looked like trash. We were all in it together. We were rebels. Now, tattoos are not the different thing. Not having tattoos is what makes you stand out. It's what makes you different. And these tattoos are so beautiful, so intense, so good, so well-healing that I look like a total buffoon at this point. So it got me so depressed that I stopped getting tattoos. These knuckle tattoos are the first ones I had in 14 or 15 years because I just got so bummed that my tattoos didn't measure up to these Instagram tattoos.
I know that feeling, man.
That's why traditional, I feel like you're safe.
Yeah.
Because they're intentionally
simple
and made to look old, almost.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's the way to go.
Mike, did you see the penis tattoo on Steve-O's face that Post Malone tattooed on him?
No.
Oh, Scott, bring that picture up, too.
No. Was that just recent?
Yes, this last week at Bonnaroo, Steve-O, for his 50th birthday, got a penis tattoo on his
that
face.
beautiful face?
Yes, done by Post Malone.
What? They got to see a picture.
Yeah, while he's bringing that up. Post Malone popped into the famous Blueberry Cafe in Nashville on Monday night and did an acoustic version of I Had Some Help. Morgan Wallen wasn't there, and Posty had another big star backing him up. Lainey Wilson sang it with him, and Ernest was also in attendance. Now, I don't know which Ernest they're talking about. I'm assuming.
Know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the ghost of
Know what I
Ernest
mean,
past.
Steve-O?
Posty co-wrote the song with Morgan. It's been top of the Billboard 100 for 5 weeks in a row now.
Hey, Vern.
Yeah.
There's a penis on your face, Vern.
Look at that tattoo, man. Can you believe that?
Oh, I did see that, but I didn't know that was a real tattoo.
Apparently it's real.
Oh, this guy makes some bold choices, doesn't he?
That is very bold. Post also revealed the name of his country record coming in August, and it's called F1 Trillion. F1 Trillion.
Nice. That's a big truck.
Waylon Jennings' son, Shooter, recently found a treasure trove of unheard Waylon recordings from the 70s and early 80s.
Oh, man.
I
I'm
saw
hyped.
that.
Are you trying to arouse me this morning? Because it's working.
Quote, these are not demos. These are not unfinished, but they will take some time to explore, prepare, and mix. But you've got something to look forward to. There will be new, classic Waylon Jennings music in 2025. Stay tuned.
That's the best news. We should have led with that in the first hour, brother.
Sent
We
by
got
my
Johnny
iPhone.
Cash putting a new album out, and now this. This is huge.
Let's just hope, man. Listen,
hope.
it said nothing. I read Shooter's post about this, and I'm a huge Waylon Jennings fan.
Me too.
I'm really hoping that this isn't, and I believe that Shooter wouldn't do this, but I'm hoping that it's not like one of these AI
ruse?
Beatle,
Oh, no.
like you just get some stuff and then let AI finish it up, and then you get this weird sheen on Waylon. I'm hoping.
Yeah,
it's-
Well,
same.
I think this is stuff whenever Waylon was trying to advance his career and he put out all those disco stuff and it didn't really hit. So it's going to be a lot of disco.
Well, I do worry
Waylon.
about that, too. Anytime there's a treasure trove of something found by an artist, I'm like, is there a reason we didn't hear him?
Yeah, so Waylon
Oh,
Jennings
yeah.
does the Bee Gees.
Or did he scrap him because he didn't like him?
Yeah, it could have been contractual. It could have been these guys were just, powered by cocaine and cranking out more songs than they needed to.
Personally, I don't like it unless he knows.
Signed off on it.
Yeah, unless he knows.
I don't have a problem if his son, because I think Shooter would use a discerning eye. That's probably why it's going to take time. He's probably going to be like, is this song up to my father's legend or should it not be heard? If it's
Okay.
Yeah. But also think
I
about
hope.
we know
Listen.
bands that have recorded full albums and it gets shelved. It never even gets released.
Shelved, sure. If it was something, here's where I stand. If this was something that he intended eventually to release, fine. Do what you will. It's in your state. It is what it is. I'm just I have a hard line. I'm very staunchly against people releasing music from artists that may not have wanted it out
they didn't
there.
want to release.
I have a lot of music recorded out there, and recorded that's not out there because it didn't belong on the record. It didn't go with the theme, and for whatever. It's not. There's a few things that I'm really, really proud of that just didn't make a record or whatever. And unless it's released in the way that I want it released, with the combination of songs maybe that I want it released, it's not your business. to release it. It's my business. And it goes on my, overall brand or legacy or whatever the heck it might be. I'm just, whatever reason somebody didn't have for putting it out, unless it's because they passed away or they weren't able to put it out, or like you said, a label shelved it or something like that, that's a no-go for me.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I want it.
Yeah, me too.
And like I said, I think this is. It sounds like it's it sounds like they found something that was ready to release. He just wasn't able to
I
release
hope
it at
so.
some point.
Yeah.
I hope so too. And here's
I also
my,
like that it's from that era and not like, oh, this is something we found from the late 90s.
Yeah.
It's like, it's a swing album he was working on. It's
They're
like
full band recordings.
70s and 80s.
Yeah.
And I hope so.
Here's my question to you guys. Let's say you hear it and you love it. Boys, you've been listening. You all are texting each other about how much you love this record for 3 months, and then you found out that 40% of it was done with AI, but you already love it.
Well,
does it now?
No, I wouldn't care.
Oh, you wouldn't.
No,
I wouldn't love that, but if I
didn't know and I built a love for it beforehand, if I knew beforehand, it probably would be a factor, that. But
I would be impressed that he was able to use AI back in the 70s. That's incredible. That dude
Ahead of
is
his time.
awesome.
especially if the songs had like obvious clues that we just were turning a blind eye to, like just a good old boys. They like to drink motor oil. Like they drink motor oil? That doesn't sound right.
Yeah, dude. Well,
It's all you ever saw, been living up on Mars since the day they were hatched. And I'm like, wait, we don't get hatched. We don't live on
it's
Mars.
not quite right here.
Seems like someone took a general understanding of humankind and made this, but I really like it.
2 country music festivals in California have now been canceled already. It's time to sound the alarm bells, maybe? Are fans getting festival fatigue? Promoters and artists are starting to wonder. One promoter said, quote, "We might be seeing a market correction, but I don't believe the bubble is bursting." He thinks the solution is complete experience, like a complete experience in the festival that goes beyond the music. Another key is to stack the lineup, and not just stacking the headliners, but stacking the rest of the bill. Because you can have like the Radiohead and so, and then there's 150 words that all put together. You don't even see a band name in it.
I'll tell you what, dude, after going to that Shawnee Cave Fest and seeing the Red Clay Strays and Paul Thorne and a couple, I think the new model could be more boutique festivals, seeing bands in smaller venues closer to home, as opposed to having these big blowout venues all over the country where people got to travel and spend thousands of dollars. It's like, instead of doing that, because we've Bonnaroo'd ourselves out, right? It used to be like they can't even sell tickets at Coachella anymore. Like they're having a hard time. They're canceling festivals. They're canceling big concerts. I think people are a little fatigued of the big stuff. And I would like this, and I could be wrong, but I would, maybe the correction is to start doing these like a little more boutique 3-day festivals that are a little more affordable, where there's only like 3,000 to 5,000 tickets available, and you feel like you're getting, because I feel like I got a cool experience there because it was small. I felt like I was at a little mini Red Rocks. I was getting to see this band that I know is about to blow up. I'm never going to see them like that again. They're going to be huge next. This new album drops in July. They're going to blow up. They're going to be doing Chaffetz and all these big venues. And I kind of was like, man, this is kind of cool. Maybe that's the new model, is like, instead of trying to stack the opposite of that almost. Like instead of trying to stack the bill, just have a nice little curated bill of like 4 or 5 bands. Because each night they only had like 3 or 4 people play. It wasn't like an all-day thing where they had like 20 bands playing a day.
I wonder about some of these festivals, especially what they do out in California. I'm blanking on the name of it. But when they have like every band from the 80s that you've ever heard of, like you see the list and you're like, oh my God, it's the Cramps and Iggy Pop and the Misfits and the Dead Kennedys and every band you've ever heard of. And then you just I've never been to one of those, but I've seen them online, and it looks miserable. It looks like these people just standing in the sun watching these 70-year-old guys struggle through a set. It's not nearly as neat as it sounds in your head, to like, oh, you're going to see the Psychedelic Furs, and then you get there, and it's like you're standing a mile away from these old guys. You're like, I guess that's them? I don't know.
Right.
We've been playing a lot of cool festivals, I will admit, but they're all kind of like that mid-range of what you're talking about. We did Punk in the Park out in Orange County. you know, it's us, it's Pennywise, it's NoFX, it's that kind of stuff. It's probably like 6 or 7 headliners split between 2 stages typically, and then I'd say 3 hours of some other bands that have names for themselves that get to play in front of 4,000 or 5,000, where typically they're playing for 400 or 500. And they've all been successful, but I would say that's like a mid-sized one. These giant ones, man, I still have yet to go to it. Like,
well, didn't you do
Europe
when we were young or the Vegas
yeah.
one?
Sorry, we did.
That's the kind of
that was
show that it seems like too much.
Freaking enormous.
Yeah,
and so many bands. I saw hundreds of
like every band you've ever heard of, and you can't
yeah.
even imagine how they could play more than 10 minutes and get
There's so much hype though. They're taking advantage of like the new nostalgia and
that's what I'm saying.
And it's good. It's great. Listen, I get to play it, and they're paying me. So it's cool and it's fun, but I don't know how long it'll last.
Yeah,
I will say it was awesome this last year. It was incredible. Fans, even though we all melted because it was in Vegas in the heat, everybody loved it. Like everybody had a great time. It was organized well.
Yeah, good. That's what. Maybe I'm just too old for it. Maybe.
Are the European and Australian, those giant ones, are they still successful, or are they starting to change?
I don't know. The only thing I've heard recently is, remember, Burning Man was everybody was trapped in the mud.
Yeah.
And they couldn't get in, couldn't get out. That kind of stuff. Okay, and one last thing.
It's almost like all of those people were unprepared to live in the desert.
Yeah, in the mud and look like.
Even though they did wear steampunk glasses on top of their head,
they looked good.
I'm starting to think they don't actually know how to survive in a Mad Max Thunderdome situation.
But it looks cool. All right, and finally, do you think it's cool when celebrities stop by fast food joints or coffee shops to, quote unquote, work and surprise fans? I'll give you an example. Sabrina Carpenter, I don't know who this is, but she recently got behind the counter at a coffee shop in London to play a barista and promote her song Espresso. You can see a photo and video up on the blog. It's been met with a lot of haters saying that it's really patronizing. One person tweeted this: "So cute and wholesome when a celebrity cosplays a minimum wage worker as a publicity stunt and then goes back to living a life of ultimate privilege." Another person said, "The worst gimmick a celebrity can do. I hate this every time." The other person's kind of giving more of a pass. They say, "I'm usually not a fan of celebrities cosplaying service jobs for a day, but she literally has a song of the summer, and it's called Espresso. We will allow it." So do you think it is in bad taste for celebrities to do these publicity stunts, even if the intention is good? You want to weigh in on this?
The only one I'm thinking of that's probably not at all what they're talking about. Remember when Dave Letterman ran the drive-through at the Taco Bell or McDonald's or something?
Yeah.
It was the best thing in the world, man.
I mean, even these, I think a lot of these promos are coming off of the back of that kind of thing with, what was it, Ben Affleck just doing a remember he was Dunkin' Donuts?
Was he working there for a day?
Yeah,
but it wasn't
not
like
for a day. It was for
drinks
40 seconds.
Yeah, but wasn't he like, people didn't recognize, he wasn't like, he was like doing the drive-through, and like some people, that was kind of fun.
But that was all for a Super Bowl
I think that
commercial,
stuff
right?
would be really, I don't know, I'd find it fun if you go and John Hamm's giving you coffee, like, what the heck? And he's goofing around, just having a good time. I'm like,
you got to be a real grump to
I think
it's a bummer they're rich and these folks aren't yet, but it's like, it's still cool they're doing this because now these kids get to rub elbows with someone that successful. You never know where you're going to learn from them, and it could advance your career. So it's a great opportunity.
I understand the outrage or the faux outrage or whatever, but at the same time, like, you can't fault them for being successful, and it is kind of maybe a fun thing. I can see where it can be somewhat patronizing and offensive, but at the same time,
I wouldn't say it's the worst gimmick a celebrity could do.
Yeah, it's a lighten up Francis kind of moment, right? We all in consensus there.
I'd be excited. Great. All righty, celebrity celebrating a birthday today. We got Paul Dano. He's 40. That's the Riddler and the Batman. We got Macklemore. He's 41, the guy who did the Thrift Shop song and other stuff. Zoe Saldana. How do you say it? Zoe Saldana. Dano is 46. That's Gamora from Guardians of the Galaxy. Dirk Nowitzki is 46, and he's one of the greatest NBA power forwards of all time. Brian Head Welch is 54. That's the Korn guitarist who left the band for Jesus, but officially returned in 2013. 3 days later. Mia Sarah is 57. That's Ferris's girlfriend Sloane in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Which is
She's 57?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's pretty amazing. And then Paula Abdul is 62. And long before American Idol, she made a name for herself with Forever Your Girl, Cold Hearted, Straight Up, and opposites attract.
Dude, when Cold Hearted Snake video came on at the skating rink, I had to stand next to the pole in the center for a minute. There's like just a bunch of boys standing next to the pole like, you guys go ahead, I'll be along in a minute. That video on a big projector screen. Woo!
Nice.
She's still hot, too.
Yeah, speaking of beauties, Kathleen Turner is 70. That's Missouri's own. Actress who's been in a million movies, who is also the voice of Jessica Rabbit in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Ann Wilson is 74. That's a heart singer.
She sings from her heart.
Felicia Rashad is 76. Claire Huxtable on The Cosby Show. And author Salman Rushdie, he is 77. And his book, Satanic Verses, led to the death threats from Ayatollah Khomeini 2 years ago when he was stabbed in the eye by a fanatic during a lecture.
Ouch. That does not sound good. Today's porno birthday, which is being brought to you by Patricia's, where fun and fantasy meet, is Mercedes Ashley. Today's birthday girl has been in 143 fine films, gentlemen, including 18 and Fresh, Bangin' in the Hood 3, Busty Beauties 2, Chillin' with the Mac 5 and 6. They brought her back for the sequel.
Cool,
Double
man.
Airbags 10. Wonder what that's about.
So much better than the first 9.
Yes. Hard Body Hotties. Mamacitas 2. Sisters on the Wild Side 1, which didn't. I think that should be Sisters on the Wild Side.
They knew it was a franchise.
But you know what? That's a lot of hubris to come out with a 1, like you just knew it was going to hit. And who could forget her role in 2004's Super Whores 2. Mercedes Ashley is 50 years old. That's your porno birthday. Those were your crappy birthdays. And that was your crap on celebrities.
And thank you. Welcome back to the Rizzuto Show. You can always call us 314-624-3833. The Mick Ultra studio cams are live on the Points YouTube channel right now. But it's time to do some news.
Oh, yeah. We gonna do some news.
The news is sponsored by
Energy Stars, heating and cooling preferred partner of Ameren, Illinois, to make your home more comfortable and affordable.
Started off with bad news. This is bad, but it's local. A local woman was killed last week when a large branch cut from her oak tree fell to the ground, bounced, and hit her in the back and the neck. Sarah Stout, 45 years old, watching her neighbor, an off-duty Hazelwood police sergeant, trimmed the oak in front of her front yard on the afternoon of June 10th when the limb hit her. According to Hazelwood police, who handled the incident, she died shortly after.
Oh, man.
Quote, "This is a huge, huge monster accident," said Hazelwood Police Chief James Hudenick, adding that the two families were very close. I mean, obviously, you know, this guy was trying to help out a neighbor. Stout and her family lived on a quiet street over by the Hazelwood West High School, known for her kindness, her generosity, and her strength, her obituary said, and was passionate about caring for those in need. Thinking about that family today. Sorry to hear that.
Yep.
That's a bummer.
Here is an interesting story. Every parent makes mistakes, but this is kind of a big one. Somebody in Iowa City, Iowa, was driving through town 7:45 p.m. on Friday when they spotted a 3-year-old boy walking down the street with a loaded handgun. That is I almost hit the Mama Moon one, but this is more of a whoa. They pulled over and took the gun away, and then his mom, a 31-year-old named Samantha Hall, showed up and took him home. She told police that she was cleaning and didn't realize that he had walked off. She left the gun on a nightstand where he was able to reach it and then walk off. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. She's facing charges now for child endangerment and making firearms available to a minor.
Yikes.
Wowee.
3 years old, guys. 3 years old. This is why I always keep my phone on vibrate, just in case. Cops in Lakeland, Florida, got a call about a disturbance on Saturday. The suspect was gone by the time they got there. But they ID'd him as 38-year-old Joshua Garrett. Turned out, Josh was already wanted for violating his probation in connection to another burglary case. They decided to track him down at his workplace nearby, and they confirmed that he'd walked inside, but nobody saw the guy leave. They started searching the building. They eventually found him hiding in the ceiling because his phone started ringing.
I like it.
They looked up. They saw a few ceiling tiles displaced, and then they saw his hand sticking out through some insulation. Booked him on the warrant, tacked on 2 more charges for criminal mischief and resisting arrest.
I wonder I hope he had a funny ringtone. You know?
What do you think it was?
I don't know, maybe ducks quacking or something. It's just something funny.
It's got to be something good. Oh, man. You probably don't feel your best when you stay up late in the wee hours of the night. We talked about that earlier, and they did another study saying that if you stay up past 1 a.m., this is more likely to give you mental health disorders and depression and anxiety. We talked a whole bunch about another study that they did in the U.S. earlier, and it just doesn't seem good. Doesn't seem good. Again, kind of connected to your circadian rhythm if you're just not getting enough sleep. But this one also said that the frontal lobe is the part of the brain that's very vulnerable to sleep deprivation. The frontal lobe is responsible for a lot of our brain's functioning, including mood and emotional regulation. And a lot of people that were getting grumpy or dealing with some mental issues didn't really think that your sleep had anything to do with it or what time you went to bed, but it turns out it does. Staying up late or sleep deprivation can cause a lot of different conditions that just bring on more negativity, more anxiety, because the higher brain functions that regulate those emotions are dulled if you're not getting your sleep and not dealing with a good circadian rhythm. AI might be able to write better and draw better than most humans, but at least we're still better at asking, do you want fries with that? McDonald's is ditching the new AI ordering system that they've been testing at drive-thrus for the past few years. The plan was to expand it, but it's just not happening, at least not yet, not with the AI that they built with IBM. TikTokers have documented some of the issues it's had, like when it tried to add bacon to a guy's ice cream cone. McDonald's announced the AI systems. Maybe AI comes up with something new, though. You never know.
It doesn't sound bad.
McDonald's announced the AI systems will be turned off at all of the restaurants, testing it by the end of next month. So does this mean humans won? Probably not. We've just survived slightly longer. In a statement yesterday, McDonald's said that they now plan to explore voice ordering solutions more broadly, adding that they still see a tremendous opportunity to use AI going forward. There are endless debates about AI and artificial intelligence in general. Is it an inevitable revolutionary takeover, or is it overblown hype? Will we eventually lose the war against AI, or will it always be a step behind? No matter what you think, will we always be a step behind? No matter what you think, it's going to happen in the future. They say real humans are still better than fake humans as of now. According to a new analysis, 37% of all ChatGPT answers are graded untrustworthy by verified human experts, including doctors, lawyers, vets, and other leaders in their fields. 42% of the ChatGPT answers they reviewed are, quote, missing crucial details. 14% of ChatGPT's answers are misleading, and 4% gave dangerous information still. For example, a doctor was reviewing a ChatGPT response about a brain hemorrhage and found that the medical information was very misleading and potentially life-threatening. Of course, we're told that ChatGPT is learning more all the time. It's entirely possible that these numbers improve. If it's learning the right things, I, for one, don't want my doctor on there.
So let's see what this says about
you know what I mean?
Moon's health.
Yeah, why are pros that have to do with life-saving or life-threatening moments or emergencies relying on this?
It's a shortcut, baby. Everybody wants a little shortcut.
A photographer turned the tables on AI-generated images in photography competitions by sneaking his own human-made image into an AI category of a prestigious competition, and it got third place. Once it was revealed that no AI was involved, it was disqualified, but at least he made his point. A report from CNBC says that while AI can help with things like resumes, you can't expect it to do all the work for you because the results just are not good yet. Recruiters and hiring managers who are looking at hundreds of resumes are noticing that the ones using AI are all very generic and even look exactly the same. So it may look fine to you, but, quote, you're eroding your competitive advantage if it all comes off more of the same AI gibberish they've been looking at all day. According to an announcement by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, nearly 30,000 cases of cookie dough are being recalled due to potential salmonella contamination.
No!
Though the recall was initiated in May, it remains ongoing. The Rise Baking Company, under its subsidiary South Coast Baking, is voluntarily recalling cases of cookie dough shipped across the nation. This recall includes 8 different products sold at Costco, Sam's Club, Panera Bread, among others. Recall states, per the FDA announcement, include California, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Florida, Illinois, North Carolina, Massachusetts, Wisconsin, Colorado, Louisiana, Texas, Missouri,
Whoop, whoop.
Minnesota, Oklahoma, New York, Michigan, Indiana, Maryland, New Jersey, and Georgia. The products listed on the FDA recall include Costco chocolate chunk frozen cookie dough and Members Mark chocolate chunk. As always, if you purchase at any recall product, you should immediately discard it or return it to the place of purchase. And finally, I have to tread lightly here because I was totally on one side with this, and now that my daughter is working and she's making tips, I have to be a little sensitive to her needs and what she's reaping the benefits of from the whole tipping process and how we all feel about tipping. I will go in and say this. It's probably not going to surprise you, but all generations, boomers are the most riled up about tipping. Everybody has their gripes. They're being shamed into tipping more and in more situations. You know, the whole flip the iPad and, I was going to ask you a little question, 40% or 50% tip, you know, that kind of thing. But boomers still tip better than the cheap younger generations. There are a couple surveys on tipping out right now, and as of right now, Bankrate.com says 59% of Americans say they have a negative view on tipping now, and 35% of Americans believe tipping culture has gotten way out of control. The idea is that tipping should be something you feel good about, but people don't feel good about it when they feel pressured to tip more than they want to or in situations where they don't feel like it should be deserved, including before they've been served. And let's face it, we've all been in situations where we're not sure if we're expected to tip and how much. It's a pretty uncomfortable sort of scenario. We talk about it every 4 days on this show because, you know, like, oh, what about this? And, you know, Riz likes to say that he's the best tipper out there and he knows all the etiquettes and the cultural protocols and all that. So on occasion, I've asked him, like, hey, I had somebody install this thing, like a water heater. Am I supposed to tip the water heater guy? You know, because these are all kind of new things to me. There's no like manual that your parents give on you know what who you're supposed to tip. So I understand the confusion and the frustration with the confusion. 72% of boomers have at least one negative view towards tipping, compared to 45% of Gen Zers, 51% of millennials, and 62% of Gen Xers. But even though they are not always happy about it, older folks still are more generous. They're giving more. When paying the bill at a restaurant with table service, 77% of boomers tip between 15 and 20% for average service, which is the most of any group. But while adults under 30 tip less than older Americans, they're also less likely to reduce their tip for poor quality service. I don't know, man. What do you guys feel about the iPad tipping and all that kind of thing?
It is a lot. The other day I cursed at a machine at like Menards or something that asked me to round up. I was like, why the hell would I round up to you? It's a machine. But I think that
cheapskate.
You know, this is the real deal. I never even consider good service or bad service when tipping. It's just if my pockets are fat, I tip better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like if I'm paid, then I'm gonna tip you a lot, no matter what. I don't really ever consider good or bad service.
What about for things that have nothing to do with service?
I get mad at those.
You do?
Yeah.
I still feel guilty.
They usually tell you they're rounding up for something, you know, but I don't know what. I mean.
Oh, the roundups?
Yeah.
The roundups are always for some charity kind of thing, but they only give 1% to the charity.
Yeah,
That's why
right.
I typically stay out of those.
And
Every
it's
single
a
thing
write-off
is
for
good, yeah.
them. It's amazing.
Yeah, they're taking my money and writing off the taxes.
Walgreens
and
is the
donating
most
it.
frustrating. I'm like, I just spent $187 and I don't even have enough stuff to merit a bag. And you want me to round up for the red nose? No. I'm not doing it, Walgreens.
Yeah, I don't do the
I
roundups.
spent $187 on 6 items in your store because I was too lazy to go to Walmart and get them at a reasonable price.
Oh, the best one is the wording. Like I think it was a pet store. It was like, would you like to round up? And basically they said, would you like to round up and not be a puppy murderer?
Oh,
You know, I mean, it was something like that. Like, would you like to save puppies that will otherwise be murdered in 16 minutes? It was just, it was
Very specific.
It was. I mean, that's how it felt. And I'm standing there with my mouth open, going, no. You know what I mean? Like they ask you the question that if you say no to, you sound like a bag.
do you know what move I love? I've seen some people do is when they hit that no tip option for you. You ever had someone do that for you?
Oh, yeah.
No.
That's G.
Yeah. I don't know if it's, you know, it's like maybe if it automatically pops up on their square and people aren't expecting tips or something, but they will hit that no tip for you, and I'm like, thanks, man.
Man, that is a beautiful person who does that.
Wow. The weirdest one is when you order food, like a salad or even like sushi or something like that, and you're like picking it up, and they still flip the thing, and you're like, oh.
Yeah. You tip on that, though.
I do out of guilt, but
You don't
how
have to
much do you
tip as
tip?
much.
I always do $2.
I think, well, it depends.
Okay, I like
I
that.
tip extra on that because I worked in the industry. I'm kind of with Mike, too. Like, if I'm feeling, a lot of times it doesn't really, I know what in the bag is wrong.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to
If
look.
we were going off that,
I know that when I pick that food up, there's onions on my stuff. I'm going to open it up. There's going to be onions on it, despite the fact that I said I had an allergy that I would die.
Everything's always wrong. We know
Everything's
that.
wrong in food delivery at this point. You just have to accept what you get and the convenience of it. So a lot of times I just tip on like, hey, man, I know this job's tough. And
Yeah.
I'm,
Try again
I
next
sold a
time,
lot of
isn't it?
merch this weekend, so here's $10.
That's what it is, man.
But I think
you feel like a baller when you get to
I want to say 10% on a pickup order, or maybe even
10%.
5% is acceptable. So like if you got a big family, so say you got a $100 pickup order, you bought they prepped $100 worth of stuff, put it in boxes, put all your, let's assume that they've done a good job, put in somewhere napkins, all the accoutrements, the sauces, the hot sauce, everything you're going to want to take. And then, they got it, and it's there waiting for you. Boom, you're in and you're out. You don't have to wait, like I feel like $10 is great. $5 is awesome too. It's like they made $5 on a to-go order.
Dang. I don't know.
That feels right to me.
Do you feel like it's better if they do the iPad switch over and it's got the 15, 20, 25%, or if they just give you a credit card sign off and there's a tip spot? Because if there's a tip spot, I'll do $2, $3, whatever it might be.
I think the
15%
logic behind the flip is that
that's-
they've done the math for you, which some people do appreciate. It's so easy to calculate to me that I don't understand why people struggle with it. I'm like, you just take the front number and times it times 2.
Yeah.
Listen, my daughter
It's $40. You take 4 times 2, $8.
my daughter's crushing. 15 years old, standing at a cash register, loving her job already, and then she's like, "Look at this! I'm getting tipped. This is the best." I mean,
Yeah.
so
That's what's up.
yeah, which helps her. It helps me. So I'm caught. I'm caught now.
Here's my tip logic, and whenever I do my give it up for the wait staff at any comedy show that I'm the opener on, I'll say, hey, nobody drives 100 miles to wait tables. These are people or people's kids who live in your neighborhood, who go to whatever store you own, who spend money where you work. This is all stimulating your local economy. So if you're ever going to give a couple extra bucks,
That's the time.
give it close to home, because it's Moon's daughter who's trying to, probably trying to save up money and
She's
get a
trying
car, go to college, or it's,
She's trying to go to Yale, and Dad ain't paying for it.
Exactly. Or, whatever. It's like it's somebody who you're probably 2 degrees away from knowing that person, right? In a small community. And St. Louis, I feel like it's a city, but it's a small city. I feel like I run into people who know people all the time. So it's like you're probably a couple degrees away from knowing this person. So what's a couple extra bucks? It makes them feel good. So that's always my logic on tipping a little extra. Is like it's not going to Vegas. It's not like when you go, no offense, but it's not like when you go down to Ballpark Village, right? And you're like, okay, this is owned by a conglomerate. This money's leaving the city. And that hurts sometimes. And I like Ballpark Village. I'm not trying to, cast a disparaging light, but I'm saying when you go to these, but if you go to a little local restaurant, you go to Le Bon Boucher or somewhere like that, it's like, that's a little locally owned spot.
Yeah.
Throw a little extra down, He ain't hurt nobody.
Speaking of giving out some things, why don't we give out some tickets?
Yeah, baby.
We've got lawn tickets to Limp Bizkit, playing a big Point Big Summer Show, July 18th at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. We're all going to be there. Everybody's going to be there, and you can go there for free if you win some tickets from us. We also have a pair of tickets to Smashing Pumpkins playing a Point Big Summer Show August 21st at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater, and we have a pair of tickets to Ludo. Contest winners are going to get night 1 tickets to Halloween on Friday night, October 25th at the pageant. They're set to play 3 nights, but you will get into night number 1. This is the time to call, 314-624-3888. 3833, 314-NA-DUDE, or 618-398-3833. Rafe, what are we playing up next?
Well, I think we're going to play a little password.
Everybody's favorite password.
I want Mike to get a little piece of that action.
That's right.
Take a slice of that pie.
I think last time I was running at the helm here, driving the ship, and we played this, I think we had no winners. We had one round, and we hung up on everyone.
I know last time when Riz was here, the last time we played, which was a week or two ago, we literally only got through one round before he got so mad.
We didn't even finish the round.
It's been going
and nobody
well.
won. We didn't finish the round. We had to give up on the word, and I believe the word we gave up on was it lock?
No, was it kink?
Kink was the one that sent us into a tailspin, but then the final word that really kicked us over into absolute meltdown was, let me look. I don't know. I think it was lock.
Well, hopefully we have better luck this time than last time.
Well, don't get your hopes up.
Give us a call, 314-624-3833. We will play password next. It is 8:22. Here's another look at traffic and weather. King Scott coming at you.
Your point, traffic. The Bommarito 500 Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to www.raceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. There is a lot of traffic increasing on, westbound 270 between 40 and 70. So keep an eye out there. And your point forecast today, it's going to be hot and humid with a small chance for spot shower here and there and a high of 94. And right now, it's 76 degrees at the Point Studio. Your point forecast brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning. More reliable than St. Louis weather.
It's the Riz Show. We are live on the Mick Ultra studio cams in case you want to watch a meltdown because I gotta Rafe has this weird look in his eye and his weird look on his face, which typically means that he's got a word that's going to melt down the entire listening audience.
Could be, yeah. Well, sometimes it's not the one I think.
You say what now?
Sometimes it's not the one I think. I definitely did not think the word lock was going to put us in a tailspin last week, but it did.
Yeah, sometimes it's on the hinters, sometimes it's on the guessers.
You get the wrong guessers and you overshoot each other, it can make for a long day on the radio.
You know what? Let's just go straight to it because we have Limp Bizkit tickets to give out. We have Smashing Pumpkins tickets to give out. And Ludo, Limp Bizkit's going to be here at Point Big Summer Show July 18th, Holiday Casino Amphitheater. Smashing Pumpkins, Big Point Summer Show August 21st at Hollywood Casino Amphitheater. And then we have Ludo. We have tickets to Night 1, Halloween, on Friday night, October 25th at the pageant. Again, live on the Mick Ultra studio cams. Give us a call, 314-624-3833. King Scott has already loaded up the phone, so we will begin with Lisa in Arnold. Lisa, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
It's the best day of my life. Thank you for asking. If anybody was wondering, Riz and Lern have the day off. They decided since the boss of the entire company is in the office today, they will put me under the pressure and give me some practice here behind the board. Lisa, do you remember how to play Rafe's password?
Let me give a quick recap for anybody listening and for Mike since he's in the room. Lisa, you're going to pick a member, not myself because I have the password. She can pick either Moon, King Scott, or Mike Leahy to play with you as a surrogate. They will give you, I will give them the password. They will then give you one-word clues to unlock the password. This is a collaborative. It is a game in which you listen to all the clues. The clues will build on themselves and then try to piece together what these clues in totality might be getting to as far as picking what the password will be. And you will play 3 rounds. Anyone who wins 2 out of 3 rounds will win tickets. It's pretty much that simple. And if you are close to a word, I will say form of. Example, if the word was pharmacist and you said pharmacy, I will say form of. You get 1 chance to correct. If I say form of, and listen closely because I said the word was like bicycle. They said bike. I said form of. They said cupcake. Don't know why. That's not how it works. If I say form of, the word is in there somewhere. You just have to give me a different form of the same word. And that pretty much entails everything you need to know about password. If any of the hinters have any questions about a clue, just write it on a piece of paper, and I'll tell you whether I'll allow it or not.
Sounds good. Thank you, Rafe. Lisa, who will you be selecting as your partner today?
I will be selecting you, Moon.
All right.
Moon.
Okay.
Moon and Lisa.
Write it down. Me and Lisa against Colin in St. Louis. Colin, who will you be partnering with today?
Let's go with Mike.
Attaboy, Colin.
Right.
All right.
Mike and Colin. I was selected first, and therefore
You must go first, and then whoever wins will get the choice to play or pass. But for now, you were chosen first, Moon Valjean. I will administer the first password now. You can see it, Mike. Everybody can see it. It's as long as the listeners don't see it.
Okay.
This is the first password
Okay.
for today.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
The password has been administered. Lisa?
Lisa from Arnold, your first hint is Arizona.
Cardinals.
All right. Mike? You may give Colin his first clue.
All right. Suns.
Phoenix?
Yeah, baby.
We're off to a good start.
Made that look easy, Colin.
Good job. I didn't know which way you guys were going to go with it. Well done. All right, Mike Leahy, you're up 1-0. I am going to administer the next password, and you have the opportunity to play or pass to Moon Valjean. There is strategy in this. Everybody, the second password has been administered, and now, Mike Leahy, would you like to play or pass?
I am going to pass that one to the mighty Moon.
All right, Moon and Lisa. Listen closely. Your first clue.
Oh my gosh, man.
This is easy.
It's right.
I mean, if you know it, it's easy.
It's easy when you know it, yeah.
Oh no. Okay, Lisa, your hint is jerk.
Jerk.
Jerk. Jerk. Jerk.
Jerk.
Jamaican?
No, man.
Excellent guess, man. Excellent guess.
Okay.
Right near the beach. Boy.
What do you got, Mike? What do you got?
All right, Mike.
All right.
Colin, listen closely.
All right. Injury.
I got nothing. How about jerk and injury?
3,
I
2.
don't know. Yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing.
All right, his guess, for those of you listening, was nothing. Nothing.
Probably a bad clue.
Nothing. Okay, Lisa. Idiot. Idiot.
Jerk. Injury.
Idiot.
Idiot.
3.
Broken.
Broken. You did say broken, yeah?
Yeah, she did. I already put it on hold.
2 words.
Yeah.
Mike is asking if that is 2 words.
Yeah, I can't do that one.
Can't do that one.
It's definitely 2 words.
All right.
This is tough. This is the meltdown.
Okay.
There's an unlocker for this. I
Okay.
think.
Dis.
Insult.
Yeah.
There we go. Insult. We got a winner.
Sorry, Lisa. Goodbye. Colin, congratulations.
Nicely
Scott will get
done.
you some tickets.
Nice job, Mike.
Oh, man. That was the tough one, right?
That was
tough.
tough.
You did well. This was
This was
one.
great.
That-
I also think slander would be.
Slander.
Okay, I was trying to just give clues with the tone. You know, what I'm
People don't
saying?
listen
Sounds
for
good.
tone. That is part of the game. There is a little bit of nuance if you listen for tone.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't think we were going to get it on the first.
But
one.
it was. Those were good clues. The tone was good.
That was interesting. Okay, Jeff in Highland. Who would you like to select as your partner today?
You.
All right, Jeff and Moon.
All right.
And then we go to Isabel. Isabel. It doesn't say where she's from. You're just Isabel.
Yeah, I'm just Isabel.
All right. Who are you selecting?
So King Scott.
King Scott. All
King.
right.
We got it, Isabel.
The king of everything.
Okay, so I was chosen first, so I have to go first. Here we go again. Jeff in Highland. All right,
know
listen
what?
carefully.
Let's do this.
Rafe, what word do we have today?
All right. Your first word
Jeff, I hope you're feeling it.
Is being administered. The password is being administered. It's been seen by everyone.
Okay, I got this.
Everyone involved, that is.
Jeff, your hint is detergent.
Detergent.
Laundry.
What did you say?
He said laundry. All right, King Scott. Isabel from nowhere, listen closely. Or from everywhere.
Ocean.
Water.
Hey, not listening.
Okay, Jeff.
Love it. I love it when I can feel where this is going.
Okay.
Okay. Pods. P-O-D-S.
Pods. P-O-D.
It's right there. Right there.
The finish.
It's dangling in front of you.
Fragrance.
What did you say?
Fragrance.
Fragrance.
My.
Fragrance.
Back to Isabel.
Old-fashioned pod fragrance.
Boy.
Pods. By Calvin Klein.
I'm going to say, let's go with waves.
Let's go with tide.
Love it when it comes together. It
Thank you.
feels so good when it comes together.
I'm getting
Isabella.
slapped here. I'm getting slapped. Jeff.
Moon, you're really
on,
taking
man.
it on the chin today,
I know,
man. This
man.
is usually your
Come
game.
on, y'all. Help me
That
out.
was nice.
Good
I thought
job,
those
St.
were all-
Louis.
good
Good
job.
job, Isabel,
I
from
thought
parts
those-
Yeah,
unknown.
Isabel, you crush it.
Those were good hints.
All right, we will administer the second password. King Scott, because you because you won, you have the opportunity to play or pass.
I think on this one, I'm going to pass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's wise.
Okay.
I just want to say I hope I'm proven wrong, but I think this word could be
This could be the melter.
Off the rails.
Might be
the entire city might melt
right.
down. On
Okay,
this.
Jeff, your hint is now. Now. N-O-W.
Now.
Sleep.
What did you say?
What did you say? Now.
Now. N-O-W.
N-O-W. Now. 3, 2, 1.
Then. I don't know.
What do you say?
I don't even know what he said.
Then.
Then? No.
Jeff is calling from the International Space Station.
So
we
that was
gotta give
actually
him-
not a bad guess.
No, I can see that. Yeah.
You're right.
Now,
You're right.
then, because opposites are allowed in password. That's not a bad guess.
Okay. Isabel.
All right.
King Scott.
Quickly.
Urgent.
All right, that gives us a chance here, Jeff. Your next hint, and I hope you're paying attention, is Italian.
Then play it.
Italian.
Can you move close to the phone?
Can you move the Hubble telescope a little to the left?
3.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking.
It's all right. You got to need an answer in
done
5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
that is
beginning.
not
To,
it.
I'm beginning to worry.
This is
guys.
the meltdown.
This is not.
This is the
gonna-
gosh dang meltdown. I just want to give out tickets.
Okay.
King Scott.
So we got.
What do you got in the chamber? You red-headed.
You had a
SOB.
while to think about it.
I
You had
know.
a long time to
Let's
think
go
about it.
promptly.
Promptly. Very good.
ASAP.
Boy, good guess.
Jeff. Immediately.
Immediately.
Oh, no. You put us here, Rafe.
Pronto.
Yeah!
Just when we
Wow.
lost all hope.
Goodness
Wow.
say, a separate
Brother.
for that. Hello.
I am
Into
shocked.
orbit. Thank you,
Dude, I had Jeff on the canvas at a 9 count.
Wowie,
And he out of nowhere.
Attaboy, Jeff.
From the
Okay.
space
You know what?
station. That's
Good
incredible.
clues, guys.
That was, yeah.
I honestly
was a
thought
tough
that
one.
word was going to cause
A lot more
full-blown
chaos.
traffic.
I was
Yeah.
spiraling out. I didn't
Me
know
too.
what you could have done.
Okay, so
gonna
is
go
it, is
now.
it 1-1?
Tied up. This is it,
Here we
brother.
go. Last
this
word.
is for all the marbles, the cousin brothers.
Let's feel this.
Bragging rights at Thanksgiving dinner.
And I'm totally done with this game after.
Woo! What? Just when you thought it was over. Moon Valjean, you did finally win a round, so
Yeah,
you
pass.
do get to player pass.
Pass.
As wise. Passing to King Scott. Listen closely. Playing at home, King Scott and Isabel from parts unknown.
I don't know. Let's see here.
That's not a good. That's not making your contestant feel good.
This
man.
is rough stuff here, y'all. He's got his hands in the air.
Yeah,
He's reaching.
Disney.
Oh boy.
I know the rabbit.
Princess?
He said Disney. What'd she say?
She said princess. That's not it. Jeff. Rodents.
Rodent.
Rodents.
Varmint?
Vermin. He said vermin.
Is that what he said?
Yeah.
I believe he said vermin.
Back to Isabel. Here we go.
All right.
Cliff.
Cliff?
Cliff.
Yeah.
Cliff. C-L-I-F-F. Cliff.
Oh. Nikki?
What'd you say?
Jeff.
What did you say?
She said Mickey.
Mickey.
Oh.
I'm gonna
Okay, I
keep
hope you've been
track.
paying attention. Jeff, your next clue is suicide.
Suicide.
I feel like Riz over here.
Cliff. Suicide.
There we go. Work it out, brother.
Work it out in 4 seconds.
Work it out up there at the Mir space station, brother.
I had 3,
He's doing those salts and somersaults in midair right
3,
now.
2, 1.
I don't know. Suicide.
Come on, man.
Just gave me
Need
a
an
countdown.
answer, bud.
I don't know.
IDK. We've tried that one.
Tough.
All right,
oh boy.
Isabel. You got a chance to snatch victory from the jaws of defeat if King Scott can just lay out the perfect clue.
What is the perfect clue? Game.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
They just sent us into overdrive.
Suicide, game, and what?
Everybody
What are the
gets-
other clues?
It's the Suicide Disney game.
We haven't done that
Come
yet.
on.
Can't give the clues
We get-
until after you guess.
we get 5
after
seconds.
5, I will repeat them. You have
5.
to be paying attention.
4,
Hey, your guy got a lot of time.
3,
I'll give you a second.
2,
I don't know.
1.
I don't know. I don't have nothing.
We don't have nothing.
Back to back, I don't knows.
Back to backs, I don't know.
That's a
Don't ever
good
make me
start.
feel good. So let me go over the clues. Once we hit 5, Mike, we repeat
Okay.
because we've hit what I like to call event horizon, where now we are committed to this and it's
Yes.
getting ugly.
Yes, it is. We got
All right.
I'm
The
done
clues
with
were
this.
Disney, rodents, cliff, suicide, game. Disney, rodents, cliff, suicide, game, and Moon Valjean. You are able to give a 6th clue to Jeff before he is required to guess.
You know what? I'm just going to say rodents again. I'm going to say it again.
Rodents.
I'm losing my mind.
hearing
5,
hearing them all together. It's pretty obvious.
3,
You say those words together.
2.
I don't even have a guess on that.
I'm going to scream it out here.
I
in just
don't
a minute.
knows in a row. All right.
I can say
This is great.
right?
I don't know if you can say that. Is that one word?
I can't. You wrote it very small.
Yeah, that's,
I like that you're trying to test my vision.
writing needs to be read.
Sorry, we're having a little.
I think that's one word.
That word. Is that one word?
You can say that.
Oh, golly. Okay, that's a great
can
one.
say that.
That's a great one. Go for that. Say it.
Alrighty, here we go.
Okay, Isabel, here-
Copycat.
There it is.
Copycat.
Lemmings. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. Thank you.
That's it. Isabel, you'll get
yes.
tickets. I'm done with
3
it.
I don't knows in a row.
Thank you.
Dang.
And we still got there. St. Louis, it's a baloney day miracle.
Lee, dude, this is so
We had
obnoxious.
some brilliance on there. I like this.
Good job,
Can we give
Isabel.
out-
Yeah, thank you, Isabel.
We have so many tickets to give out.
Good
We have
players.
So many tickets to give out. We only gave out 2 pair of tickets.
I brought a game if we got, if
You
we
got a
more
game?
time. Yeah. I got a different game that's not password.
Mike's got a little game
Let's do
loaded
your
up.
game. Let's do your game after traffic and weather.
Yes.
Oh, it's
We've got more.
Two-Game Tuesday
It's 2 game
on a Wednesday.
It's 8:51. Here's traffic and weather brought to you by King Scott.
Your Point Traffic brought to you by the Bommarito 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway. It's not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to www.raceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. And it looks like the roads, there's some slowdowns on 270 northbound. And so just keep an eye out there and right near Doherty Ferry over there. And your point forecast today, it's going to be hot and humid with a small chance for a spot shower here and there and a high of 94. And right now it's 78 degrees at the Point Studio. Your point forecast brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning, more reliable than St. Louis weather.
Listen, man, I just want to feel good. I want to feel like we gave out some tickets. The boss isn't here, so we can do what we want. We're going to play. What game are we playing next, Mike?
This is a Who Said It game. I got 3 different ones that are really fun.
All right, give us a call, 314-624-3833. Whoo, we'll do it next. All right, let's jump right back in. We have Limp Bizkit tickets to give out, Smashing Pumpkins tickets to give out, and Ludo. Yes, you are hearing, for maybe the first time ever on the Rizzuto Show, 2 games, because we only gave out two pair, and that was kind of frustrating. And I want to come out of today feeling good. You know, Riz and Lern are off; they will be back tomorrow. Mike Leahy joins us today to fill in and have some fun.
Thank you. What's that?
And you know what?
Bring it back.
And he surprised us and said that he brought in a game. So on top of Rafe's password, we will play Mike's. What's the game called?
This is a Who Said It game. I got 3 categories. This is going to be fun.
All right, well, we're running out of time, so let's just jump straight into it. Tim in Arnold. Tim, how you doing, man?
What's up?
Yes.
All right,
All
Tim.
right, tell us how the
And
game is going to.
also, happy birthday, Mike.
Thank you.
Dude, that's sweet
Heck
of you.
yeah.
Thank you. Look, it's a Who Said It game. You tell me I'm going to give you a quote. You tell me who said it. Was this Kim Kardashian or Jiminy Cricket, the bug from Pinocchio? All right, you ready?
You got the rules, Tim?
Yeah.
All right, who said this? Follow your heart.
Jiminy Cricket.
Sorry, that was Kim Kardashian.
Whoa.
Kim Kardashian. Sorry.
Oh, no.
I fell for
That's right.
that.
We just got to get 3 out of 5. This will be
3
easy.
out of 5. Best 3 out of 5.
All right. As long as you learn from your mistakes and don't make them over and over again, you're on the right path.
Gotta go Jiminy Cricket.
Oh, again, that was Kim Kardashian. Sorry.
Got to
Oh,
sweep
no.
out, bro.
Wow.
Sorry, hang in there.
Inspirational.
Hang in there.
Who thought this game was going to be harder than password?
Who knew that she was a Disney
All
character?
right. Always let your conscience be your guide.
Gotta stick with my man, Jiminy Cricket.
Attaboy, that is
Yes.
the bug.
All right, he's on the board.
All right. If your heart is in your dream, no request is too extreme.
Once again, Jiminy Cricket.
Stay
That's
with Jiminy.
right,
All
baby.
right.
That's the
Smart
song.
man.
Down to
Smart man.
this.
No pivot.
He unlocked it. He
All
unlocked
right.
it.
You got to get this do or die. You ready? If you put the effort in, you'll get what you want.
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah.
Wow. Swept it out.
Well done, Tim.
If you put the effort in, you will always
All
get
right.
What you want.
That's all the Kim Kardashian Jiminy Cricket quotes, so we'll switch it up. Good job.
Well
Okay.
done, man. Way to wow, really swept out. I didn't see that coming.
Not bad. Okay, Jeff and Troy. Jeff and Troy, how you doing, man?
Good.
Good, good. Here we go.
All right, Jeff, you tell me who said this, Britney Spears or Garfield. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, here's the quote. First one. I always wanted to travel across the seas, like to Canada and stuff.
Garfield.
Sorry, that's Britney Spears.
One of her best.
All right, try this one. I might look like I'm doing nothing, but in my head, I'm very busy.
That's Garfield.
That is classic Garfield.
Yeah, I've seen that one a lot.
Classic. All right, you're on the board.
Here's another one. I never really wanted to go to Japan, simply because I don't like eating fish.
Brittany.
That is Britney Spears, baby. Only got to
Cat.
get one more to clinch this.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Well, cat, they love fish.
Okay, you tell me, Britney Spears or Garfield. The quote is, if you want to look thinner, hang around people fatter than you.
Garfield.
That is Garfield.
Nice.
The winner.
See, this was why we're doing this, so we can
Nicely
give out some
done.
tickets. All right, Seth in Mount Vernon, you are next. Seth, what's up?
Yes, sir.
All right,
What's up,
Seth.
boys?
You are playing the game Who Said It, Lady Gaga or Dracula?
Oh, boy.
All right, first quote. Listen to them, children of the night, what music they make.
Let's go Gaga.
That's a very classic line from Dracula.
Hey, I'm a child now. I'm a child. Come on now.
You don't sound like a child, but I'm not here to argue.
I'm a child. Hey, man, I'm a child.
You happen to be talking to a child. All right.
Here
try
you
that.
go.
It's all right. All right, here we go.
I don't want tickets. I want ice cream.
I ain't never heard of Limp Bizkit. All right, here we
Oh,
go.
God.
Lady Gaga or Dracula. I am my own sanctuary. I can be born as many times as I choose throughout my life.
Well, that sounds Dracula.
That is Lady Gaga.
Oh, my God.
It's tricky. We make them
Boy, did
tricky.
he-
It was
All right.
even tricky
Good
for me.
grief.
Try this. If they, they can't scare me if I scare them first.
Oh, God. We're going to... Dracula.
No, that's a Lady Gaga quote.
Aw, darn it.
Oh, man. 3 for 3. That's bad.
It's all right. Can he still win this, or is that
You know what?
That's
If you
it.
get these next two,
Yeah.
you can have some tickets.
If you
Go
get the
on.
last two, you can get these Corey Feldman tickets. Can we call
Oh,
them
my
Corey
boy.
Feldman
Oh,
tickets?
sure. Yes. Corey Feldman featuring Limp Bizkit.
All right, here you go. There is darkness in life, and there are lights. You are one of the lights, the light of all lights.
Oh, man. You boys are killing me. Mm-hmm. We're going to go Dracula
That
again.
is Dracula!
Got to sweep
go.
here. Got to get it.
All right, you got to get this, all right? I believe in you.
I don't. Let's do it, though.
Okay, here we go. Trust is like a broken mirror. You can fix it, but you can still see the crack in your reflection.
Gaga?
Yes!
Wow.
No.
Wow! 3 winners? Did we just do 3 winners?
We did 3 winners.
Woo!
Well done. Thank you so much, Mike. I appreciate it.
Contextual clue was there. Dracula can't see in no mirror. I'm a child.
I'm scared of
I
Dracula.
don't know about Dracula's reflection. I'm a small child.
Oh, speaking of Dracula and ridiculous things, I got to mention Stupiracy again. It's a big video podcast series hosted by the brilliant, suspicious mind of Scott Rizzuto on the morning after's Tim McKernan. They're unearthing history and conspiracy theories few have previously explored. And you can join Tim and Riz for the premiere debut watch party of episode 1 tonight, the 19th. That's tonight, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hot Shots in Fenton. Watch the first episode ever of Stupiracy presented by Brown & Crouppen Law Firm and Evergreen Wealth Strategies before it's released to the public later this month. And then, again, that kicks off at 6 p.m. Hot Shots Fenton. Then the first season is going to drop next week. Some episode titles: Napoleon's Penis, Queen Elizabeth Was a Cannibal, Finland Isn't Real, and Elvis Is Alive. Join those guys tonight. Hot Shots Fenton, 6 p.m. That'll be so much fun. Okay, I think we have a little bit of time for some sports after this. Rafe whipped up a little sports report. Right now it is 9:09. Let's hear about some traffic and weather from King Scott.
Your point traffic, the Bomberito 500 at WWT Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. And there is an accident blocking some lanes there on northbound 270 right before 64. So give them plenty of room. It's slowed down over there. And your point forecast today, hot and humid, small chance for spot showers from here to there, and a high of 94. And right now it's 80 at the Point Studio. Your point forecast brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning, more reliable than St. Louis weather.
just want to say thanks for joining us today. We've had a lot of fun. Riz and Lern are out, but Mike Leahy has stepped in.
What's that?
Good friend. Good.
Still
Bringing the
sticking
90s
with
back. Mike from the 90s is here. Good friend to our bestest of friends, Clownvis. And I got a feeling we're going to see Clownvis pretty soon, right?
I heard he's going to be in here on Friday.
Oh,
with
sweet.
big announcements, with huge announcements.
Very cool.
See, that's why we call Mike. We need the inside track on the clown. So Clownvis will be here announcing some things on Friday. That'll be a lot of fun. Riz and Lern will be back tomorrow. We've had a lot of fun today. Make sure you tune in. Mick Ultra Studio Cams. I don't think we're going to have time for emails, but that doesn't mean you can't email us. RizShow at 1057thepoint.com. Right now, I want to give Rafe a chance to hit some sports. All right, Rafe, what do you got?
I am the part-time Riz Show sports director, and this is the Sports Report with Captain Pork Steaks, sponsored by, you guessed it, Pork Steaks. Just pork steaks in general. Sponsor of the Rizzuto Sports Report. This week, let's start with baseball. One of the most beloved figures in professional sports, baseball legend, the Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, died yesterday. He was 93 years old. He died Tuesday of heart failure in his family's home. He's considered one of charmed countless fans with brilliant athleticism and graceful style, and was widely considered one of baseball's greatest and most entertaining players. And he started off in the Negro Leagues before joining the Giants in 1950. He retired in 1973 with 660 home runs and 3,283 hits. Wow. He won the World Series only once in 1954, and he did all that while also serving in the Army for 2 years prior to that win. So he took a break and still put 2-year break to serve in the armed forces.
Wow, what a guy.
He was, we actually have some audio of Willie being asked if he was the best ever, along with how he would like to be remembered.
Say hey, Willie Mays Hayes here. Play like Mays, I run like Hayes.
I'm sorry, that's Willie Mays Hayes.
Yeah, I think that's the wrong audio.
I'm sorry,
Our bad.
It's Willie Mays Hayes here.
Yeah.
He hits like Mays, but he runs like Hayes.
Are you Willie Mays, the greatest baseball player of all time?
I don't do that. So many things happen with me on the baseball field that I could just look back and just replay every moment. I never had a day where somebody would not come up and say, I saw you make a play, I love you because of what you did for me, and it made me feel very, very proud because not only did I play baseball for the people, they enjoyed what I did.
Very cool, very cool.
Yeah, man. Willie Mays is a combination of tremendous talent, keen intellect, showmanship, and boundless joy that set him apart. 24-time All-Star, the Say Hey Kid was the ultimate forever giant. Had a profound influence not only the game of baseball, but the fabric of America. He was an inspiration and a hero and will forever be remembered and deeply missed. And I know every kid growing up did the Willie Mays basket catch at least one time.
Yeah, baby. That's what I was just thinking about. Isn't that wild? We never even saw him play, but we all knew that move.
We knew the move.
That's how big of an impact he had, as we knew the basket catch, the over-the-shoulder catch, was Willie Mays invented. So R.I.P. Willie. More baseball news. The Cards are back at 500.
Real quick, if you were an 80s kid playing baseball, there was a coach, a dad, or every one of them that as soon as you mentioned, like, oh, who's your favorite ball player? Like, Bo Jackson, like, man, don't you know about Willie Mays?
Yes.
Every single time. Some old fella would just
Every
go, come on,
time
man,
you talk
don't you know
about
about Willie?
boxing, you got to bring up Rocky Marciano.
Yeah, every single time. Sorry, back to the Cards.
It's okay. Cards are back at 500 after a 10th inning loss to the Marlins. Vidal Brujan, I think, drove the winning run in with a single in the 10th, and the Miami Marlins beat the St. Louis Cardinals 9-8 Tuesday night to snap a 6-game skid. Dylan Carlson sacrificed fly against Calvin Foucher in the top of the 10th. Put St. Louis ahead, but that wasn't for long. Wait a second. Marlins reliever who combined to limit the Cardinals to one unearned run over the last 6 innings. Not good. Goldschmidt, Brendan Donovan, and Alec Burleson homered for the Cardinals, but they squandered 4 leads. That's 3 leads, guys. 4. Lynn gave up 6 runs and 10 hits in 5 1/3 innings. The veteran right-hander has allowed 12 earned runs over 13 2/3 innings over his last 3 outings. Hopefully they can pull it together and get back over 500. Remains to be seen. I believe they play tonight. And from the trainer's room, Cardinals infielder Mason Wynn was a late scratch because of an illness. Marmol said Wynn vomited before the game but recovered sufficiently that he was on deck to pinch hit in the 9th when it ended. Catcher Wilson Contreras, good news for him. Left arm fracture, has been gone for a while. Went 1 for 3 as a DH in rehab game with the AAA Memphis team on Tuesday.
Wow.
Great.
And is scheduled to catch 5 innings with the minor league club on Wednesday. So hopefully he'll be back soon. Third baseman Nolan Arenado had the night off. Now, big news in Canadian curling. That's right.
Finally.
I know you've been waiting. World champion Rachel Harmon is joining forces with Alberta skipper Brendan Bocher for the upcoming curling season. Oh, boy. You heard it here first, folks. Harmon announced Monday that social media that Bocher will coach the Ottawa-based 4-player team while the two will team up in mixed doubles and eye for the Olympic trials. The 35-year-old Holman, who lives in Beaumont, is coming off of a stellar 2023-2024 campaign in which she led her team to a 4th career Canadians women's title in February before capturing Canada's first world title since 2018, just a month later.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah, Holman's team finished last season with a 67-7 record. And the coach, Don Burke, was going crazy. He said he is stepping back from coaching to pursue personal travel. So you heard it here first, folks. Next up, big news. And I know we've all been waiting to hear this. Javelin. What? India's Niraj Chopra won the gold medal in the men's javelin throw competition in the Paavo Nurmi Games 2024 athletics meet in Turku, Finland on Tuesday. Can you believe it?
Yep.
The Indian javelin throw ace, whose personal best of 89.94 meters and the Indian men's national record, logged his best throw of the night, a modest 85.97 meters, with his 3rd attempt to clinch the top podium. Finland's Toni Karonen won the silver medal with a personal best of 84.19 meters throw, while his compatriot Oliver Helander, who had denied Niraj the gold in the meet 2 years ago, took the bronze with 83.96 meters. So all you javelin heads out there, don't say the Riz Show doesn't serve it up hot for you.
Good. It's so oversaturated in the media, but that was a good take.
Thank you. Thank you.
Those javelin protesters have finally left our parking lot.
Well, that's
There
helpful
they go.
because those signs were sharp.
Yes.
All right, now moving on to hockey. St. Louis Blues president of hockey operations and general manager Doug Armstrong announced today that the team has signed defenseman Scott Peronovich to a 1-year, one-way contract
Nailed it.
extension worth $1.15 million.
That's good.
Pretty good payday for old Scott. Good job, man. Welcome back. And Connor McDavid's 4-point night lifted the Oilers to a win in Game 5 over the Panthers to force a Game 6 Friday night in Edmonton in the NHL Stanley Cup Finals. The Edmonton Oilers were able to outlast the Florida Panthers to win Game 5. The Oilers used a 3-goal second period to create just enough separation to record a 5-3 win. In doing so,
They're making it exciting.
they're making it hot. The Oilers are able to extend the series to force a Game 6 in Edmonton. So, boys, I don't know if I kind of check out when the Blues are out, but if you guys are in, I'm in with you. I hope that you're enjoying
It's been a really cool season for both of those teams. The Panthers, though, looked like they were just going to smoke them and sweep them. And the Oilers are making it interesting. So at least it's cool. At least it's going.
Yeah, but who even needs hockey when we're talking about javelin throwing? We got all the entertainment.
We got to do,
It's a
we
great
got to
point.
throw it in as a token.
Our little sisters are thinking about hockey.
Yeah, everybody's, hey, hello, I'm a kid. I like hockey. I'm just a baby. Tell me about javelin.
I'm just kidding.
Quick news in the NFL, if we have time. The 4-year contract Kirk Cousins signed with the Atlanta Falcons earlier this offseason included an estimate $100 million in guarantees, but that's not all the franchise is paying for. An NFL investigation determined the Falcons violated the league's tampering policy during its pursuit of the then free agent quarterback, as well as wide receiver Darnell Mooney and tight end Charlie Warner. On Thursday, the league announced Atlanta would lose its 5th-round pick in the 2025 draft and be fined $250,000.
Oops. That's a big
Oopsie.
oopsie. Yeah, it's a big oopsie.
Yeah, not good. Falcons general manager Terry Fontenot has also been fined $50,000 as a personal fine. And we got some Battlehawks news, boys.
Off-season Battlehawks news. That's what I'm here for.
I'm looking for.
We saved this for prime minutes.
Yes,
What do we got?
welcome to the Battlehawks.
We're going a
season
little long
news.
today.
Wowee.
The UFL has announced that St. Louis Battlehawks linebacker Willie Harvey has been signed to a contract with the Dallas Cowboys of the National Football
That's cool.
League.
That's cool as heck.
Hey,
Congrats to him.
I love to hear a story of some of these guys playing in the UFL getting a shot. And good news for the Battlehawks fans, they retain Harvey's rights should he return to the UFL.
That's great.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Congrats, my
That's
man.
great.
And that concludes the Rafe Williams Park Stakes Parts for Part.
On top of that, we have St. Louis City SC at a home match tonight, City Park. It's going to be a busy week. They're also taking on Atlanta at City Park on Saturday, but that game tonight starts at 7:30. We did a Soccer
Swing away,
101
boys.
podcast. Yeah, swing away. We did a Soccer 101 podcast that came out yesterday. Talked a lot about all the news going on with St. Louis City SC. Let's get a win. Can we defend, for goodness sake, tonight, please?
Oh, yeah, soccer's a thing.
What's that?
I said, oh, yeah, soccer's a thing.
Yeah, soccer's a thing.
Don't forget.
Here's your. It's 9:29. Here's your last look at today's traffic and weather. King Scott coming at you.
Your point traffic. The Bomberito 500 at WWT Raceway is not just race, it's a spectacle. Gold to WWTRaceway.com now, because the first deal is the best deal, and that accident is still taking over northbound 270 right there at 64. So there's a couple of lanes blocked. Be careful over there and give the emergency crews plenty of room. And your point forecast. Today it's going to be hot and humid with a small chance for snow. I meant a rain shower from here to there, and a high of 94. Right now, it's 82 at the Point Studio. Your point forecast brought to you by Martin Jetco Heating and Air Conditioning, more reliable than St. Louis weather.
Also, before we go any further, sorry. The chat room pointed out that during password, we weren't repeating the winning words all that much, and you know what? They're right. The winning word for that one was lemmings. Lemmings.
I put it in the chat.
We are really sorry.
We were getting excited. I almost jumped out the window.
I'm so sorry.
I almost followed him, ironically.
I was thinking
Honestly,
about
we
it.
have to point out when they're right because it rarely happens.
Yes.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Just welcoming you back to the Riz Show. And yes, I know we're having a little fun. We're kind of loose in here. We're just having a good time. Our friend Mike Leahy is here, and I'm giving the chat some crap and some other stuff. But we love you. We love all of you. We're just having a good time, man. It's a lovely Wednesday. Riz and Lern are going to be back tomorrow. Quite exciting. Some important people in the building, so that's always relaxing.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's going to be great today, man. I love lists, and we have a few extra minutes, so I'm going to just throw a list at you guys. We're all proud St. Louisans here, right? Everybody born and raised close enough to call yourself a true St. Louisan.
Yeah.
I've lived here long enough now.
Yeah,
I'd say
for life.
I'm a transplant probably, but within a couple hours.
Yeah, we're all lifers. Within a couple hours, small town in
I
Illinois.
grew up a Cardinals fan, regardless.
Well, then it counts. If you had a Cardinals hat,
Yeah.
you're from St. Louis.
Yeah.
So where do you think we ranked on the 17 happiest cities in the world?
Oh, 17?
I have a list of 17. I'll talk about the top 10. I'll give you the top 10.
We got to be pretty high up.
Okay, well, let me just start off the list by saying the 17 happiest cities in the world are all in Europe, at least according to the Institute of Quality of Life, which recently went over a list of 250 happiest metropolitan areas with at least 300,000 inhabitants. So we do count. We should be. We're contenders, if you will. Yeah, we weren't anywhere.
Not happy enough.
That's
Not
weird. So it's
mentioned.
all your
Yep. The rankings
Luxembourg.
looked at 5 metrics that, quote, have a direct impact on happiness, the economy, environment, mobility, governance, and each city's citizens. Coming in at number 1, Aarhus, Denmark. Aarhus, Denmark.
That's a
I mean,
nice
can
one.
we compete with Aarhus?
Who's
That's pretty cool.
Number 10 was Munich, Germany. Number 9 was Geneva. Number 8, Copenhagen, Denmark. Number 7, Bristol, England. Number 6, Helsinki. Number 5, Amsterdam. Number 4, Gothenburg, Sweden. Number 2, Berlin. Number 3, Berlin. And number 2 is Zurich. But number 1, clobbered everybody.
Can I guess?
What just said it? Aarhus, Denmark.
Oh, you said that. I thought it was
Yes.
10. Sorry, I thought it was Kiev.
10 U.S. cities made the overall list. Minneapolis is the only U.S. city to appear in the coveted gold rankings at number 18. The Hill notes that in a recent smart asset ranking that looked at just U.S. cities, including ones with less than 300,000 people, the Virginia city of Arlington was the cheeriest.
Huh, interesting.
Again, we didn't touch it.
You mean the place that's famous for its cemetery?
Yes.
Was the cheeriest.
Great observation.
Good to know.
I also noticed I went through all 250 and none were in Florida.
Dude, you know, it's crazy, man. It's always those Upper Peninsula Euro countries They're just happy up there.
It's
Yeah.
just they're
What's
just
going on up
they're
there?
drinking, they're eating cheese, they're
like,
doing it right.
What are the three? Switzerland, Finland, and
fake one.
What's the other one?
Norway.
Norway. Yeah, I always forget about Norway.
And look at that, a cheese callback from the
Yeah.
intro of the show
Yeah.
about the happiness of life.
That's
The
right.
happy qualities of life.
That's a payoff for all you dedicated listeners.
That's right. Let's get into the headline Hooshe.
And the Headline Hooshe is brought to you by Morse Royce Jewelry, the official jeweler of the Rizzuto Show.
This one comes from Vero Beach, Florida, where it didn't make any lists, but a couple was arrested for having sex on the sidewalk in front of a Popeyes. In plain view of passing cars, responding to a report of lewd behavior, a cop found two going at it on a patch of grass right across from the Popeyes at 2 p.m. in the afternoon. According to the arrest report, the cop spotted 70-year-old Arnold Mackey, quote, making a thrusting motion while on top of a 44-year-old April White.
Wow.
Hey.
When confronted, they both started adjusting their shorts. Arnold was having a hard time and was unable to fully pull up his shorts, which left his fully exposed to oncoming traffic. Claiming she did nothing wrong, April struggled with the cop and called him gay as he tried to restrain her.
I mean,
She did reek of booze and fried chicken. Cops found 4 empty bottles of vodka and an unopened bottle of rum. Both Arnold and April were arrested for exposure of sexual organs. April was also charged with resisting arrest, disorderly intoxication, and calling a cop gay.
yeah, you're not supposed to do that.
So, 44-year-old April and 70-year-old Arnold Mackey, you are our headline Hooshe. We'll take one more break and wrap her up for the day. All right, that is it for us. Thank you for allowing us today, while Riz and Lern were out, to be extra sassy. Thank you, Mike Leahy, for joining us.
What a good time. Thank you.
Much appreciated. Scott, what do you got going on?
Well, first off, today's title of the show is Six Toe Monroe.
Six Toe Monroe.
So thank you, Mike, for that one. And yeah, you can follow me at King Scott Rules. And again, join me on that incredible journey that everyone keeps talking about, where I'm trying to reach 1 million followers on Venmo. It's only $1 follow. Really cool cause. So
I really
King
thought it
Scott
was going
Rules.
to be baseball managers shouldn't make me horny.
That's a good one, too.
Should we switch it? No.
Six Toe Monroe's great.
Mike,
that was really good.
Mike Leahy, you said the Clompus is coming in on the show on Friday. I'm sure that's Clompus is going to bring a lot of announcements. What do you have going on?
Look, I got a booth at Get Your Picks on Route 66, the Antique Mall. I got a far out booth there. You can give us a follow, zoot.66 on Instagram, ZOOT. We sell a lot of weird stuff. It's just try to make it the weirdest booth at the Antique Mall. A lot of rock and roll stuff.
I love that.
It's on Watson Road. Get Your Picks on Route 66. Stop by.
That's awesome. Rafe Williams, what do you got?
Follow me at I am Rafe Williams on all the socials, and that's about it. I don't really have anything I might be doing. I'll tell them tomorrow. I might be booking a little reunion improv show this weekend at the Improv Shop with some old heads that I haven't dust off the old improv boots. Can I still do it? I don't know. We'll find out this weekend maybe, but I'll let you know if that's happening tomorrow or not. I'm still. Otherwise, go to the Stupiracy premiere tonight at Hot Shots at Fenton, McKernan, Riz, first episode, Wings, make it happen.
Yeah, baby.
Thank you guys so much for allowing me to run the ship. Audience,
Nice work,
chat room,
sir.
everybody for being a part of it. Again, we were just feeling sassy today. It was a lot of fun. Riz and Lern will be back tomorrow. Soccer 101 podcast dropped yesterday. We talked a lot about the ins and the outs, and I mean players coming in and players going out of St. Louis City SC as we anticipate this two-match week starting tonight at City Park, 7:30, and then Saturday against Atlanta. At City Park. Soccer 101 podcast, make sure you download it and subscribe. It is a lot of fun. Also, Le Bon Boucher, we're doing lunch together. Come have lunch with me next Tuesday, the 25th, 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. at Le Bon Boucher here on Olive, just west of 270 in Creve Coeur. Beautiful place, beautiful menu. Have lunch with me. You will not regret it. That brings us to the Team Riz Member of the Day, brought to you by Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Hit up happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. for $4 pizza, burgers, and wings at Hot Shot Sports Bar and Grill. Today, Athena Blanton from Warrenton, Missouri. Welcome to the team. You can sign up just like she did by going to 1057thepoint.com/Team Riz. She wanted to hear this song, and it's got a long,
Metallica.
long
Cool.
talk up. I won't even say it, but goodbye. Thank you so very much. We'll see you tomorrow.
Adios.